Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for coming out, and today, apparently, I was not dumped by my girlfriend. I was actually just quite confused, and that is just fine. So, today we're gonna be working on my, awesome shopping complex that I've been putting my heart and soul into. We gotta do some more parking lines along this area right over here, and once we're done with that, I think we're done with this area that you can access, and we might either work on this stuff over here, because there's like a Petco and a Firehouse Subs and like all that stuff over here. Might work on that. Or we can build an Adam and Eve over here. Just like this sex store over here. Not sponsored. Okay, and we can build that, and there's like a Mexican restaurant over here. I think it's on the border. I think that's what it's called. And we could do that, or we could build the Starbucks over here in the Buffalo Wild Wings and the Ruby Tuesday and the Chuck E. Cheese. We can do all that, or, you know, we can just do, we can do one of them, you know, not spot. But, that's what we'll probably be working on, so I'm gonna go mute myself, and, we'll listen to some podcasts.
Welcome to the 18th ever offline TV podcast.
Hi.
Hello. Today we are joined by Pokimane.
True.
Wait, does anybody pronounce anybody's name correctly in this house?
Pokimane.
Just say Pokey.
Destiny.
That was pronounced correctly, right?
Yeah.
Destiny.
Like the game.
Destiny.
Yeah.
Did the
18
makers of
episodes in, I'm seeing we have the freshest jokes going on today. All
Did the
right.
makers of Destiny ever offer you money for your
No, they didn't
subreddit?
actually.
Really?
What a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
I think that like the thing was like you have like two options to go. You can either be like, okay, we're gonna go get Destiny for everything, or you can just say we'll be Destiny the game and get all of it like instantly for free, probably.
How much would you
Even
they
that
need to
is-
pay you?
A lot, like 6 figures at least.
Really?
It's a good subreddit name.
It really is.
No, that's true. It's true.
And of course, Skara, how you doing?
Hello, I'm here last minute because my plans fell through.
What was your plans?
I was gonna record something, and then what ended up happening was Janet's doing Twitch sings, so I no longer can do that. So I'm here.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah. Well, today we got a very spicy lineup.
Topic.
Racism in America.
Okay.
But before we, get so in the weeds and political, let's talk about light stuff. You know, what's going on with all of you? Anything you want to talk about before we start talking about racism?
What the fuck?
How you been, Destiny?
I've been great.
Okay.
But be-
Stop! You're gonna make him self-conscious if he realizes.
Sean,
what
what
he
are you
sounds like.
doing?
Oh, God.
you know, how long have you been in LA?
I think like 6 or 7 months now. I moved like at the end of
Are
December.
you adjusting well?
Yeah,
I think he's gonna leave.
maybe. No, not yet.
You thinking about leaving?
Let's go to Austin, guys. Let's just do it.
No tax? Is it
No,
really
state taxes? No state taxes.
What about income taxes?
No state income
Oh.
taxes. Yeah.
So you keep all your money.
No.
No.
A lot
They
more
said
your
half
money.
of
Yeah.
A lot more of your money.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah, really. Why don't you?
What's the point of being here? We don't hang out with people.
No, but all the events are here, so I don't have to travel for them.
Let's say you save 50,000 in a year. Okay. Would you have spent that or more than that traveling from Austin to California? Definitely not.
You have to take into account, obviously, how bothersome the travel is.
For me,
I don't like traveling. I know Toast doesn't like
I
traveling.
do not like traveling.
Mm-hmm.
for me,
You
the
can put a price
opportunities
tag on
here
that, too.
are worth a lot. Like, almost like unquantifiable.
Let's say you make $1 million.
Okay, that's a quantifiable.
How much do you
number.
lose here compared to Austin?
About $100,000 just to state taxes.
100K.
Yep,
Not
about.
that anyone here makes $1 million.
Who are we supposed to look
About but you'd lose about 100K to state taxes. But hey, if traveling to 2 events a year is $100,000 of inconvenience to you, I can understand.
2 events?
All right, let's give the people what they want.
Okay, what do they want?
Racism.
Let's not.
They want racism.
I think they don't want racism. That's the point of today's discussion.
I'm ready.
Or at least we very much
was-
don't want racism, right, guys?
Right.
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 Go for it, Toast. What do you have to say about it?
Okay,
Where
so
do we start?
there's been 2 pretty public incidents over the last 2 days, actually.
2?
2 incidents over the last 2 days.
2.
There's one IRL related stream and then one World of Warcraft related stream. And you know, it's very interesting to see both of them happen at the same time because you know, there's a lot of different factors at play. So let's go in order, which is the IRL one, where streamer I Gumdrop and JVNA were just walking down the streets. They walked past an African American gentleman, and you know they heard him say something, and they kind of just sprinted away, giggling. And JVNA said, "Hold on to your purse," while they're sprinting away. Let's roll the clip for full context.
True.
Yeah. Totally.
You a stupid niggas. You ain't waste
I
half
love
my
how
fucking
we're
day
just
going
like.
over you.
Hold your purse! Hold your purse! Hold your purse! Hold your purse! When you run into... Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if it came through on the audio, but the gentleman said it sounded like the N-word, like kind of semi-aggressively, which they say startled them. So, Destiny, what do you think?
Why don't you start with this one?
Okay.
I can talk about it.
Really? Okay. Oh, I'm so ready for this. This is the
Alright,
only reason I'm here.
let's
Okay.
start very shallow, okay?
All right.
Not taking into account their apologies yet.
Okay.
So when I saw that clip, I was like, yikes. Okay, the way that I saw it, JVNA seemed to be making, in my opinion, just a really distasteful joke.
Stereotypical.
Yes. And I think Jamie's reaction was more so one of like a nervous laughter or laughing along with his friend. Like I don't even know if Jamie really knew what was going on. I couldn't really tell. And maybe I'm being biased, but it kind of seemed like the kind of thing that like anybody would do in that situation. Oh, like my friend's making a whatever joke and like running away. Let me just run after and laugh too. Not that it was the right thing to do, but that's the way that I saw it on a very shallow level. The thing that kind of bothered me after like watching JVNA's apology, I feel like we should be playing that probably. What I wanted to just, if they act like they reacted that way out of like being worried or scared or whatever, I obviously don't think that was the case because they were laughing. And I think she said something about not seeing who was behind her when it's like there's 2 contextual clues, okay? Number 1, you like heard the N-word a couple times, and to me it just sounded like he was just like talking, like not super aggressively, but whatever. And 2, you could tell she's like looking in selfie mode, so I'm pretty sure she could see who was behind her.
Oh, like off.
You know what I mean?
Off the phone.
Yeah. So I felt like that wasn't really legit, and
Okay.
yeah,
So
that's pretty.
my question
much
is,
what I thought.
what does JBNS say that makes it racial? Like, why is this a racism thing? What makes it a racism thing?
I think it's because when watching it, you like she hears like a dude saying the N-word a couple times, sees him in the reflection of the selfie thing, and then like starts running away, and then starts memeing about holding her purse as if she's gonna rob him, which makes you think that it's like a racially insensitive joke, basically.
So it seems like it's the hold your purse comment that made it a race thing. If she didn't say hold your purse and she said, hey, let's fucking run.
I think that'd still be kind of shitty. But I think like that made it especially obvious. Like, what are you running from?
I don't think
dude saying the N-word, like, do you listen to rap songs?
I don't think it would have been as bad if they did that.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been as bad either.
Or like not even close. Like, I don't even know if it would have hit live stream.
But I still think it would have been like I would not understand that reaction. You know, to me, it's like. Then again, maybe it like came off differently in person. I don't know.
So it's the stereotype that, you know, black people are more prone to committing acts of violence.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why are you looking at me for
Destiny,
that
would
one?
you like to give your opinion?
Why are you on the show if not for your hot takes?
I'm just listening. My take on this is actually really cold. So,
Okay.
where do we want to roll the apology first, or are we not gonna listen to that?
I think we'll do it later.
Later. Okay.
Just like talk about.
I probably have the hottest take on this. Actually,
Oh.
keep going.
Wait, well, give us your.
Oh,
or
but I
wait.
do want to add that like even if it was a shitty, racially insensitive joke, yada yada, I don't think either of them are like straight up racist.
I think it's hard to find to. You can do.
But that doesn't mean that what they said wasn't racially insensitive or how they acted. If that makes sense.
Yes, I don't meet a lot of like real
Yeah.
racists. Like, what's a real racist kind of deal? Like, I think people say racist shit and like do racist things, but like real racism to me feels like, you know, Asian people deserve better than white people, and they should all be like, you know, have lower paying jobs or whatever. Like, that's what racism. That's what a racist feels like to me. Making jokes is insensitive and it's like definitely distasteful. But do I think Jamie or JBNA is like in their homes like, yeah, fuck black people, I hate them.
Right? That's also hard. Too.
I'm waiting for his cold take, and then I got.
Well, now my take got a little bit hotter after that.
Okay, we're heating up. Okay.
Okay, so or no, go for it.
No. I'm imagining what you're gonna say, and I want to know if it lines up. with what you're gonna say.
Okay, probably.
Okay.
So I think the question that you asked is a really good question, and one that a lot of people don't spend enough time thinking about. Like, what is a real racist? Because it feels like when you try to, I don't want to say call out somebody, when you try to bring attention to any type of racist or misogynistic comments, it seems like people immediately go to like, well, he didn't say he wanted to kill all black people, so is it really racist? Or, well, that person didn't say that no women should ever work ever, you know? Is that really misogynistic? And it's like, well, yeah, like you can still have like racial comments or misogynistic comments, we'll keep it racial, without like literally wanting to kill all black people, right? A lot of people have kind of like shitty ideas involving certain groups of people that like maybe they don't hate those groups of people, but there's just like,
But it's still.
yeah, it's like this kind of subversive, insidious, like unintentional, casual racism, like all at the same time. And I think that it's kind of damaging, but it's not like, it doesn't require like a hateful, evil person to do it. There are so many like good examples of little things like this. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but have you ever been talking to a white person in America and they ask you where you're from?
Oh, like, and then you say, oh, I'm from, you know, San Jose, but they're like,
Yeah,
where
like,
are you
really
really
from?
from?
Right? When you do things like this over time, it kind of makes you feel like you don't belong. And you know, like everybody, maybe it's a little bit harder for us to understand because we're streamers and we spend our whole lives, well, because we're trying to stand out. Like that's what we do, right? We want to stand out as much as possible. But most people want to like fit in. You want to feel like you're part of something else, whether you're American or Californian or part of a whatever, gamers or whatever.
I grew up around casual racism all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like in like especially in the culture I was raised, my mom is one of the third generation to transfer from China. Same with my dad. And it's just like I grew up around them, and I didn't realize till I got a lot older that it was just like they were really casually racist, like super casually racist. And it wasn't just them; it was like everyone they know would share the same view, you know. And it'd be so bad. Like I didn't realize how bad it was, but it was like, for instance, if you ever hear stories about what happens if you're an African man, you go to China, You know, people it's like either take pictures of you or like if you're on the subway, they'll stand farther away. You know why? Because it's like they spread the belief that like, you know, the people who cause school shootings, it's higher chance that, like they're African or something like that, or like African people will steal from you more. And like I grew up in like that kind of casual racism, right? And like do I think my mom's a bad person? Hell no. She raised me, you know. She has I'm not gonna go with that one line I was about to say, but like I think she's a very loving individual, but like she just doesn't understand or doesn't realize like what kind of environment she's creating when she makes statements like that, you know.
My grandma used to do the exact same thing. Like my best friend that I would spend every weekend with growing up was black. And she would just say, like, and I never thought about it. Like, she would call him, like, my colored friend. Every time, yeah, she would just say it. Every time he came over, if he spent the night, when he went the next day, she would have to wash all of the sheets. And I'd be like, and I never really understood why. And she told me one day, oh, well, it's because colored people have a smell, and you have to wash it out of the sheets. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's just true. Sure, Grandma. I guess, like, and I never really thought about it at the time. But then growing up, I was like, oh, wait, she's like a product of her environment, which was very fucking racist. Holy shit. Yeah, but.
Freaking wild.
It's weird because I feel like levels of race, like it's even like what makes a racist joke what makes a stereotype joke go too far? If I'm in a friend group and I throw in a somewhat racist joke, like I've been like I made a joke to Fed a while ago. I don't even remember how long ago about something about like mowing the lawn. You know, like that's a pretty tame one in my opinion. But like. Is it that tame? Like, what if I did it to someone random? What if it wasn't Fed? Someone I didn't know.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, like,
I think if you do it to random people, it's generally just about unacceptable. And the thing that actually upsets me the most about the clip is imagining how it would have felt to that guy.
Yeah.
Like having these random girls run away from you, laughing, like clutching, like holding onto their purses.
All right.
That's what really.
Now here's the only question I have to ask. When we're gonna play this clip soon, but like when Jamie made her apology, I watched a lot of the VOD because I had nothing better to do because Janet was still singing, right? Janet just never stopped singing, okay? So when I was watching it, she said something. She's like, and I know that I should be responsible for, and then it wasn't for what shows up on my stream. It was more like, as a streamer, I have a responsibility. And as soon as I heard those words, I was like, wait one fucking second. What exactly is a streamer's responsibility? Like, that's my question. Like, are we here to hold all streamers on a higher pedestal? You know?
I think in that instance, that was a decent pedestal to hold.
Oh, I'm just asking. Like, what do you guys think?
I mean, like, I feel like this isn't really a situation where you could argue, like, is this for example? Okay, let's say I stream regularly. One random viewer of mine does a super shitty thing, like he doxes someone. Totally unrelated to me, but he's in my community. Am I responsible for that? No. If you're on stream, you make like a very racially insensitive joke, you're furthering that shitty stereotype, I think you can totally be held accountable for something like that. That's like very baseline in my opinion.
I guess what I was expecting of Jamie. So like JVNA was the one who made the comment, and Jamie was on her stream, and she was behind her like giggling as well. What was the right thing for Jamie to do in that situation? Was she supposed to stop and say, hey, that was not cool? Or... Jamie was the one in back, right? Jamie's the one in the back.
If she realized what was going on. If I'm being completely honest, like, I don't, like, just seeing how she reacted, I felt like it was more of, like, a nervous reflex. And so I wasn't sure if, like, she understood why JVNA was making that joke, or if even JVNA understood why she was making that joke, and whether or not it was insensitive.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna get triggered by some of this. Like, everything that people say is like Captain Hindsight, right? It's like, given that situation, I put any fucking random person in that situation. Hey, make the best play every time. No one's gonna do it right. Like, so it's like, well, how much are they gonna do? Like, are they, like, your friend does that, starts running. Well, what are you gonna do? You're probably gonna run after him, right?
Probably
like,
giggling nervously.
Yeah, probably.
Like, no one, like, I guess we can like pretend, but like no one is gonna stand there and be like, stop right there. Yeah. You were just being casually racist to this guy. You need to come back and apologize.
I also want to add though, I actually don't think Jamie ever looked at who the person was, so I don't think she could have made that connection.
Right. But even...
I'm so sorry for sounding so biased. I probably am biased. Kind of
Like-
can't help it, but
Like even then, like isn't that crazy that like the expectation people are like, you know what, Jamie should have done better, or like it's like I'm just so confused because it's like there was a spur of the moment thing and people make mistakes. That's my take on the whole thing. And like people make mistakes shouldn't not happen in the first place. Maybe that's arguable, you know. But like I put myself in that, at least Jamie's shoes. It's really fucking hard to stop what's
To
going.
like stop your friend.
Yeah,
turn to
stop your
them,
friend running and be like,
Make it a serious
you
thing.
racist?
What?
Get back here! Apologize to this man.
People are trying to compare this to S-Fan getting banned with Miskiv, but I think that was a totally different scenario because I think both of them were playing into that joke pretty equally. Like
Yes.
both of them were playing into it hardcore.
Mhm.
Whereas in here, like one person was just kind of along for the ride. It seems.
yeah.
If she would have like made another comment or played into it more, then I would be like, okay, yeah, both of these people kind of fucked up really bad. But
Yeah.
For me, okay, a lot of people are saying like we're really biased for Jamie, and like for me, I do know Jamie more, so I could say like there is bias. But
Mhm.
even for like the Janet side of the take, like what she said, I just think she also just made a bad mistake. Like this distasteful joke, whatever. It's like a joke that like I could probably honestly, it's a joke that I would between friends, cameras off, I could maybe hear that from like in some certain friend groups, right?
Oh yeah, I would definitely make. I'm not a racist,
Oh, it's over.
but okay.
I would definitely run from black people off stream.
Not a racist.
For
Clutching
real
my wallet.
talk,
I'm
like
a black friend.
your cameras off, you're chilling with your homies. It's like you say some really stupid shit.
Yeah, like I've.
But they were on stream and they should know that.
Yeah. You hold yourself more accountable when you're obviously a public presence. But
But I
like,
do also want to say sometimes like seeing that kind of thing slip out on stream goes to show
we're all.
perhaps how more extreme people can be off stream.
Ah.
I don't know.
In my opinion, I think the Twitch culture has normalized casual racism, especially when they see a monkey. When I play a
Oh
monkey
my
character
God.
in a Hearthstone, my chat is filled with like try hard and come on bro, which is emotes of black people. I've had to ban try hard.
More importantly, I don't think it's a Twitch chat has like normalized racism. I think it's just an expression of the racism that's as much as people want to pretend it's not there, that still kind of exists in everyday society.
Yeah, it's like you see it in every big streamers. Like there are some big streamers who's banned try hard and come on bros because like they don't want that in their chat. It's like it's to a point where I guess people just kind of do it because it's like, oh, I'm watching a stream and everyone's doing it.
It's a low hanging fruit. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the problem is then you end up becoming like an unwitting tool to kind of like make people of color or women or whatever end up feeling like shit, depending on which like funny meme. Maybe I'm sure you've heard this joke at least 7 trillion times in your life. There's probably a lot of guys that don't hate women, that love women, that maybe even call themselves feminists, that when they hear a woman, cue a mic up in a video game, they're like, hey, should you be making a sandwich? And it's like, you can only hear that joke like so many billions of times where it's like,
Or,
dude,
shut the fuck
yeah,
up.
it's not fucking funny. Like, holy shit, why again, And like the person doesn't mean anything bad by it, but you just end up perpetuating memes that are kind of hurtful towards groups of people, and then it's kind of a shitty thing to do.
So punishment-wise, I know Jamie hasn't received any, and JVNA, I want to say 24 hours or a week because they don't tell you how long. But
She got banned?
She got banned.
her channel is no longer there.
No longer. Oh wow.
So it's like either she deleted it or it's a ban, which
She-
I'm guessing it's
She didn't
some
delete
kind of punishment.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you think that's fair? Do
Yeah,
you think both
sure.
of them should have been punished?
I think for Jamie, I think it would
She
have
said
been.
she isn't banned.
Oh, she's not.
Wait,
banned?
she's not banned?
She changed her name.
Oh, nice, trying to get away from real quick.
Wait, I must have looked at the wrong one. My apologies. Oh, so neither got banned.
She name changed after that. It's so bad.
Maybe I just looked at the wrong one.
That's
my fault.
So bad, dude. Why would you do that?
Well, I doubt it's related to that. Nobody's stupid enough to think like, well, if I just change my name real quick.
No,
But-
but like, I guess the question is
I don't
like,
know.
neither of them
That
got
was a year
punished.
ago.
Should they have been punished?
Oh, she changed it months ago. Oh, then never
Okay,
mind.
that's good.
I don't think Jamie. I don't think she should probably be punished. I mean, like that's a really hard call. That's holding somebody to like a really high standard. Like, it would be really cool if she would do it. It'd be really nice to do it. But I mean, like we said, like, what are you gonna do? Like, stop on the street right there? Like, come back here? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she was put in a difficult situation that she didn't even realize right
Yeah.
away.
Mhm.
But JVNA, she was the one who made the comments. The insensitive, racially charged one.
Mhm.
Should they be punished? Because this is important. Because this is just consistency across Twitch.
I have a question. How do you defend yourself if you're JVNA? Because Oh, I mean, at some point we're rolling this clip.
We're gonna roll the apology.
I'm really curious. In her shoes, how do you actually defend yourself in this situation? I feel like, like if Jamie and JVNA put out identical statements, Jamie is.
You can't.
There's only one possible
Yeah.
statement that you could release, and it would read something like, "Hey guys, yesterday on my stream, I made an incredibly tasteless joke. I understand that it's really hurtful to certain people in my community when I joke in this way, and there's absolutely no excuse for me saying this. I'm going to try a lot harder going forward to be more sensitive to topics like this." Like something like that. That's all you can do.
Yeah. You like definitely have to say you fucked up and what you said was wrong and racially insensitive or distasteful or a combination
There's
of both.
nothing else you can say. If you,
But that it wasn't like your intention.
And you have to avoid the two big pitfalls to shitty apology statements is one, I didn't think it'd be a big deal, it was just a joke, or two, I didn't really mean anything by it, so I didn't think it was wrong. You have to avoid those two things. You just have to go like,
What do you think?
you know, it'd be funny. It's like, oh, I have tons of black friends.
oh, that's the third thing.
I'm not actually.
Yeah, I've got a lot of black
guys.
friends in real life, and we joke around like this all the time. Yeah, that'd be another real dumb, real bad, yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying, you'd be a good politician. You ever think of?
I fucked up so many times in my life, I understand like how to fuck up and how not to fuck up.
Okay.
I got banned from a Gigabyte tournament for being racist like 8 years ago, and I wrote an article called "Fuck Gigabyte in the Ass."
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Have they
So-
reached out for sponsorship?
No.
Oh, well, that's messed up. I don't know why.
But I know all the things not to do because I've probably done all of them at one point or another.
So,
Thanks, bye.
how long do you think she should have been punished for?
Thank you.
I think 7 days is fine. Like,
For who? JVNA?
I think 1 to 7 days is fine. Like,
Yeah, 1 to 3 days. 7 days is pretty long. I think 1 to 3 days. Like,
well, I
send
mean,
some
I don't
message.
think she even streams that much. It's different than when she's like, if she's like a daily streamer. I feel like she streams like 3 times a week. Where like I'm just like, okay.
It doesn't even make that much of a
Oh,
difference.
so you missed like a couple streams.
Yeah. It'd be like a different story of like they're banning
So
someone
who's
who's
a daily streamer?
Yeah, he streamed like 10 hours a day. You know.
Yeah, I'd say like a week just to be consistent with like what we've seen from the past from Twitch because they are really inconsistent with their bans. It's like I don't like it when they don't ban people because then live stream fails and like the community's like, hey, remember that time you didn't ban this girl? It's because you're sexist and women all suck kind of deal. It's like, please ban women just so people can stop using the women argument.
I agree. What do you think, Pokey?
What do you think?
Ban me. Ban me. Prove a point, ban me.
She's serious, by the way. Please, anytime.
Say it right now on stream.
No.
She's all talk. She doesn't mean it. She's all talk.
No, actually, I would like it if, obviously everybody wants Twitch to portray a more consistent banning regimen.
Yeah.
Even if it includes me, other girls, whatever the heck.
Alright, can we roll the apologies?
Oh.
This is the
Oh no, I haven't watched this yet. I'm excited.
Oh really?
Oh, juicy!
You're gonna
no,
love
wait,
one
is
of them. You're gonna love one of them.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
Here's JV and
Listen
Ace.
up,
everyone.
y'all.
I wanted to take a moment to address the issue and apologize for it. I also wanted to give you guys an insight of what was going on in my mind. But most importantly, I want to say sorry to anyone that I have offended or disappointed. So Jamie and we were IRL streaming and I heard a loud yelling voice behind me, making me very nervous. I didn't
75% did what she really shouldn't have done.
I was just trying to protect my purse, I swear. That was, yeah.
No, like, because I
Does she
feel
not
bad
have
because I don't want to go in on her because I think she's nice. So I'm gonna just preface it with that, but then go in on her and say, you were laughing like you weren't scared. And on top of that, like, it wasn't, I heard a guy yelling. If you were listening, like, all you hear is like a dude like saying the N-word and talking like, it's hard for me to even say aggressively, but like louder and bold. But it's like you hear people talk like that, and so obviously, like, when you hear that and when you kind of see in the selfie reflection, you're gonna make the connection that it's a black dude. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm sorry.
When they walked past him, he wasn't saying anything, like, cause he was on the phone, cause we could see it, and then like as they walked past him, he said pretty loudly. I can see why they are starting.
Wait, what did he say loudly?
The N-word. Like, it was conversation. It was like a response, and it had the N-word like pretty loudly. I can see why they're startled.
He said that?
Yeah, on the phone he did.
On the phone. Now, obviously, this isn't justifying any of her reaction, but like, she says she's startled. I can believe that. I would be startled if I'm walking past a dude, and that's the first thing I hear
there's
loudly.
a difference between like startled and frightened,
right,
or worried about getting robbed. Like, that's the thing. You hear a dude like maybe speaking louder or more aggressively and saying the N-word, you're not gonna why are you thinking he's gonna rob me? You know? Like, you can be like, oh, what the heck's going on?
She's so cute.
Okay.
Keep going. You're doing a really good job, okay?
But yeah, okay.
Look at me, you fucking.
That's my point, really.
I agree.
So how do you guys feel about the line, I'm sorry for those I've offended?
Bad line.
Because
it makes it sound like what you're really saying. Apologies are very unnatural. You have to practice them and you have to think about them a lot. This is true of like personal relationships and business relationships and PR statements. You like to say, when you say something like, I'm sorry if that hurt you.
Oh.
It's more like, I'm sorry you were hurt, not I'm sorry I did it.
Sorry if that offended you.
Yeah.
Sorry that you're so sensitive.
Oh,
it's really bad.
that.
It feels like you're shifting the blame, or you're shifting the responsibility of the emotion that was like evoked or whatever onto the other person. It's really bad. The reason why this happens is because when somebody attacks us, so in this case she's being attacked for the comments she's made, you're put in this really weird spot where you don't feel like you're a bad person. Generally people don't see themselves as bad people. Usually like really positive, like, oh well, I'm a good person. So if a bunch of people are saying something like, oh, you're racist, your default response is never going to be like, oh fuck, I'm really sorry I fucked up, because you don't see yourself that way. Your default response is always going to be to defend yourself.
Also, obviously, because you know more about your
situation,
of course,
you
what's
know
going on than everyone else.
Yeah, I'm sorry if that offended you, but like, I'm not racist. Like, I wasn't even doing it to be racist, right? Like, that's always, and it's
but
easy.
That's never what people want to hear.
Yeah, and it's easy to, and it shows like a lack of like understanding of the greater context of what you've done, right? Because you broadcasted a pretty racist message to a whole platform of people, and maybe disparaged people along the way by doing that, right? You're contributing to that casual racism. Does she have like an agent or like a team or anything, or?
She has an agent. Or a manager, or one and the same.
Okay, so how much would the apology have helped? Because one of the biggest comments I saw was that there's no emotion. She's obviously reading off the script. Like, it's right there on her PC or whatever in front of her.
The thing is, like, you...
Would emotion have helped the message?
You can't be crying during it.
I think emotion helps. People like, personable people. That's the truth of it. It's like, if you present yourself as a robot, or if you have a reputation of being a shitty person, people are not gonna like you. And if you have a good apology, people will still find reason to not like you.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's not just, we're all humans. If you're apologizing by being a robot, reading a script, showing emotionless, people are gonna assume, you don't really give a shit.
And like, you're gonna fuck up in the future. It's gonna happen. So like, being able to like drop a really good apology allows you to kind of like wrap a nice bow on like a pile of shit, so that when people go back into the past and they look at it, like, okay, well, at least they apologize for this, because like those types of things will come back to haunt you if like your prior apologies have been shit.
Yeah.
Was it Wayne Brady? No, it wasn't. Who was the guy that was going to host the Oscars? Or the Emmys?
Was it the comedian?
Oh,
never mind. I'm thinking about Kevin Hart. I think
I was thinking about
someone in chat. Someone in chat will know it. Fuck, it's not. It was it Kevin Hart?
Hey, I said Kevin Hart.
Okay, it was Kevin Hart. I don't remember. Yeah, so like his thing, he tried to say that like, well, I already apologized for it once. People want me to keep apologizing. Fuck that. I'm not going to do it. And then he like quit or whatever. But if you look back at his prior statements, no, he'd never really apologized for it. He actually gave a similar statement to, well, not a similar, much worse one than the one we just watched, where he was like, he's like, listen, I don't hate gay people. Like, I'm sorry that you guys took it that way, that you're offended, but like, I have no problem with gays. It's just jokes.
Yeah.
But like, if you like read some of the jokes that he made, it was something like, I'm cool with gay people, but if my kid ever grew up to be gay, I would fucking hate him or something. Like, it was like really extreme. It was like, damn. Like stuff where like, it's funny, like, you guys are younger. Well, wait, I don't know how old. No, you two are older.
I'm fucking old.
Okay, you're a kid.
Yeah,
But
she's like 12.
back when we were, there are movies and there are public statements that you can watch today that like back when I was a teenager, I'd be like, holy shit. Like you can watch like even movies like Superbad, right? Where they just like casually drop like the F slur bomb. Or in like or maybe it might not be Superbad. Clerks 2, I know they do.
Oh,
yeah.
Clerks was.
And you watch and you're like, holy shit! I can't believe that was like a normal movie. Like that's crazy.
Back then,
Yeah. So yeah, I mean like rapping like being able to like really apologize for something, 100% owning up to it, and then kind of moving past it. It's like the beginning of the recovery process. It doesn't make everybody not hate you.
I was really like, it makes me so sad to see because like I was really hoping to see some type of like self-awareness come through in the apology, but I feel like it was mostly just like, sorry by the way. And like it especially sucks because I know it's not easy when you're in that situation, you know? And I know people are gonna be so ruthless. So
I don't even know if I agree with that. Like for me, it's not like I saw lack of self-awareness in the apology. I just saw like what is essentially a bad PR statement. And like I think the idea is like people nowadays expect everyone who's like a personality to know how to handle PR. Yeah, like there's a reason big fucking firms have. Maybe it wasn't self-aware. Like maybe she does lack self-awareness, but like I just look at
or like awareness of why the situation was problematic. Because that's what I felt like at the core she didn't quite apologize for.
I just thought it was a shitty apology, and like I'm looking at the situation. Maybe I like to play devil's advocate. Like I like to look at I like to always look at both sides of the situation. She looks like she looks like the last like 24 hours killed her pretty much. Like if she's probably cried quite a bit.
On that case, she should have released a tweet longer. She shouldn't have done a video.
Yeah, I think no. Don't get me wrong. Her apology fucking sucked ass. Like I'm not gonna argue any kind of way, shape, or form. We can like analyze every like letter, and it's like that's still bad, right? But for me, I'm just like the underlying situation is that she sucks at PR.
Yeah, okay.
Like, because you can lack self-awareness, but still be good at PR, right?
Yes, but if the self-awareness was there, the apology would have been better, in my opinion.
Sure.
It would have come through at least a lot more.
Agreed. I'm surprised she didn't have someone help write her something better.
Well, she might have, but it needed to be somebody that like specialized in like, hey, I know how to make a good public statement. Like, this is what you need to say. This is what you need to avoid. It's possible she just sent it next to a friend, and the friend has like a similar view. Like, well, I know you're not racist. Like, this is fine. Like,
okay, fair enough. Yeah, if you were there, dude, you would cleaned up with this one, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
See,
from my experience, when it comes to internet apologies, any explanation is essentially excuses.
Yes.
That's not just true of internet apologies, though. That's true of every apology. If you get into a fight with a girlfriend or boyfriend and you say something, really dumb, something you shouldn't have, and their feelings are hurt, and like, hey, like, I really didn't like it when we went to see Aladdin and you said that the genie sucked or whatever, and you hurt my feelings, right? If you started
a conversation you had?
No, I'm just trying to think of But anytime, and this is like classic like relationship 101 pitfall. Anytime somebody's like, okay, listen, like I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but like this and this and this and this, right? Anytime you do that, you're reigniting the argument. Everybody that's ever dated anybody has had a million of these types of continued fights. Where when one person is like, okay, well, I'm sorry that happened, it's just that I was this and this. Like, okay, you're starting the whole thing over again.
I think it's just even more extreme online. And I definitely had to learn that one.
Yeah, it's like, what people want to hear is, you're sorry.
You fucked up.
You fucked up. You own it. You're not making any
That's
excuses.
it.
You won't let it happen again.
Actually, if she said that, I'm sorry, I fucked up.
I won't let it happen again.
Would that be
what
better?
I did was wrong.
I don't think it would have been as good as it could be. It would have been twice or 3 or 4 times good. Because she was just basically digging herself a deep hole
that's bad.
with this one, unfortunately.
And now we get to watch the other one.
Oh, Ro Jamie.
It's that one's rough though because it was like so long. Like what part are we gonna watch?
Yeah,
Okay.
she did a live stream.
So
Yeah.
what we're seeing is the highest rated clip of her stream. So I guess this is like the little entryway. Okay.
I really fucked up, and I don't know why I did that, but I just did. And so I want you guys to know, anybody who I hurt through that clip, if I watched that clip myself, I would have been so hurt by it. There's not really an excuse for my actions, and I don't want people to defend me for it because I'm just sorry. I just want to take this as a learning experience, and I want you guys to understand that I'm so fucking sorry for anybody who feels I just never want someone to feel that way. Even the guy who's in the clip, I didn't see that he was on the phone, but what if I would never want someone to feel so shitty over my ignorance, you know? And so people who saw that clip, I don't care.
Okay.
Is it better? I mean, the words are better, but I mean, damn, yeah.
Can I say real quick? I won't lie. I spoke to Jamie quite a bit about this beforehand. I was like, don't cry. Don't do it.
Oh,
She's like, I'm scared I'm gonna cry. I was like, don't do it. I'm sorry. It's not gonna help. Definitely shows you care and your emotion. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I know she really couldn't hold it in, which sucked. But I do think she did a lot of the things right as well, though.
Yeah, she didn't try to
She's I don't
wow,
want to
the
make
reason
excuses.
why I did
Sorry
that
for my
was.
ignorance. And I was like, yes, very much emphasize
I
your
feel
sorrowness.
we turned into teachers.
A
We're
PR
grading.
firm.
You're
Grading
grading the
apologies.
paper. We're
Okay, she hit all the right points.
yeah.
But you were right with your point earlier when you were like, someone can lack self-awareness but have a good PR statement.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. It just sucks to know that that's true. Things can come off well and it mean nothing, and things can come off shitty, but deep down they can be better people.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you hire a PR firm.
Exactly.
So if you're a shitty person, they hide it up.
Exactly why.
I also want to say, I don't want to be fucking moral Andy, but at the end of the day, everybody watching us, we all fuck up, we all do shitty things. It's crazy how much we villainize and poop on other people while we're also not the greatest people either.
No, what are you saying? None of the viewers in our chat would ever.
Nobody
be
would
casually
ever
racist.
I'm sure people have made comments like that or perpetuated stereotypes like that so many times. They'll never think twice about an instance like that, but they see two little Asian girls online saying this and clickbait and title it and blah blah blah. And it's it's too much.
It sometimes feels very random. It's okay, that's funny. That's funny. I'm okay with that. And so this is offensive. This is super racist. You guys deserve to be banned. I've seen pig streamers drop the "and" bomb so many times.
Yeah.
And it's haha, live stream failed clip. Oop, he accidentally said it, and then they just move on with their lives. It's I don't know what decides, you know what, now we have a problem, kind of deal. Because I've seen...
It depends on if you like or don't like the person.
True.
Yes. People are just
and if it gets attention or if it doesn't.
Yeah. It's I don't know.
Actually, that's true. I actually don't. I thought this would blow up, but there's a difference between blowing up to let's say just by Reddit upvotes. Let's say there's a difference between 2,000 to 3,000 and 9,000. I don't know how to tell the difference. Whether one thing I see is gonna be the 9,000 unless it's super egregious. I just feel every week I come on this podcast or every other week and I'm just what's the drama for today, Sean? Take it off the list. What's at the very top? And he's well, today we're talking about Jamie being racist. I'm okay, let's go. And I don't know what to expect. Actually, I just feel people hate seeing this shit. But people live for this shit, Without this shit, they can't survive a week.
People love drama. What do you mean they hate seeing it?
Or they say they
love to hate it.
Yeah, they love to hate it. I guess is the better way to phrase it.
But yeah, overall, I think a pretty good apology. When a girl cry when they apologizing, it never really works. Even if you try, even if it's genuine, because people always say fake, sympathy baiting, and yeah. Shouldn't have cried, but
What if the guy cries?
It's still.
I think it's
people look down on it so much.
And then call him a bitch.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the King Richard stuff? That's
The one with his graphic designer.
Yeah, do you guys remember?
He started crying.
Yeah.
Did he?
He started.
I worked so hard.
Yeah, I worked
No,
so
no,
hard to
no,
build
no,
this
that's
kingdom.
okay. I remember seeing that unfold, and people were like, "What the fuck? This guy like obviously didn't pay his graphic. This fucked up." Blah, blah. It turned into this huge thing, right? And I remember he spoke about it on stream for like 20 minutes. At length went into like why things occurred the way they did, what the graphic designer did wrong, blah 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 blah. And then at the end, he starts crying, and he's like, "I'm just so stressed. Like I do this stuff every day. I just want to provide for my family." Blah blah blah. Cries a bit. People cut out completely all the other information, just clipped him crying, and then like obviously made him seem like he was trying to be a victim Andy. And that's why like seeing that I was like, wow. Obviously like it's not the right move to make when apologizing, but to see people give zero shits about 20 minutes of explaining the situation and his side, and then just clip like 2 seconds of crying to be like victim Andy was crazy. So I'm like, don't do it.
I kind of want to cry on stream now. I don't want to be so emotional. Like, have you ever cried on stream?
No, and I played League of Legends for a long time, so.
Maybe we should be filming your, teammates for that one. Okay, never mind. Let's fucking move on.
Yeah. I'm not gonna hear you in that comment.
Okay, you guys keep talking. I just have to go pee.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
How
Sorry.
unprofessional.
It really is.
All right, so how do you think it should be handled, like wrapped up from this point on? They both apologized. Neither of them have.
They move on.
Do you think Twitch should ban? At this point,
it's too late. Like
it's too late.
No, they have another week, and I think if they don't do it, I don't expect anything from Twitch. I think it's a better way to say it.
I think
they just spin a roulette wheel, right? It's like, oh, maybe
that's what it feels like, though, right? It's
like at the very least, the channel itself that it's hosted on, I would say, can be 24-hour banned or something like that.
Banned.
Yeah, sure, why not? And then like the person in like I don't know, I have no idea, but like I don't expect it. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah,
I move on with my life. That's it.
Very racially insensitive the joke. 7-day ban for JVNA. Maybe 7 day or 1 week for Jamie.
I don't think Jamie should get banned.
You don't think she should?
1 day at the
One day?
most. No.
They both apologize, not the best apology, sure. A little, defending, a little deflecting, but they're not PR experts. And people are going to move on with their lives. Now, who's going to remember this 1 month from now?
No one. Probably something's gonna happen next week that's gonna be so explosive.
Or the next day, because that's our next topic, right?
Oh yeah, our next topic.
Oh god, I forgot there were two. Do we need 2 topics?
I mean, they're very similar because it's all there's like racism. The N word was alluded. It's casual racism again. Have you read about it? Have you guys read about it?
I read about it, and I just thought it was like, I thought it was funny that they were outraged about it.
Oh, like being defensive and morally.
Yeah. I was just like, and I saw your response, and I was like, wait, I don't know enough about this story to say anything. So like, I'm glad I'm here because you could tell me what happened.
Pokey, did you read about the WoW stuff?
Very briefly. So I would love to hear the rundown.
See, me too.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
That's can you just take him?
Right?
What?
Just take me.
Take her away.
Really?
Yeah.
Can
Take her
I'll let
away.
you do that.
I liked her when she had the longer hair. I'm sorry if that's unpopular.
Whoa.
Hot take right there.
I think she'll be good with like medium.
Maybe, yeah.
Just
was
because
so
like it was a
fluffy.
lot.
Whenever he says maybe,
Too
yeah,
much to
it means
take
he
care of. High
disagrees.
maintenance for her.
Always. Always.
Maybe.
He says that all the
How
time
do you
too.
know that?
Because every time I hang out with you and someone says an opinion, like, yeah,
He pays
maybe.
attention to the details.
Yeah, maybe. And then like it's just it means you disagree, but you're moving the conversation along. You're fucking smart.
Maybe.
Sean,
Okay, let's go.
Let me look for it.
Alright. So, as with any Twitch-related drama, this all spawned from a popular live stream fail thread.
Oh,
as usual.
Haha.
The title was "While streamers," we'll get the exact title. "While streamers get banned over saying the word Naga," which is a World of Warcraft race. They are a snake-like humanoid.
Thank you for the explanation.
Context, I've played WoW. I play Hearthstone. We have that race. Now I'm feeling weird saying.
Why are you making it so awkward?
There are Nagas in
Understand
Warcraft and
completely.
Hearthstone, right?
Yeah.
So these streamers are claiming they just got banned for saying the word. And there's a clip, if we can pull up, of essentially the setup for it. It's a streamer, and he's talking about how he killed a rare creature who's off the Naga race.
Okay.
You shot who? I shot the Naga Lord. Monka TOS. Got my gun out. Shot that Naga.
Forget it.
Got my gun out.
Probably.
That's out of context, bro. That's out of context, dude. It's out of context, dude. Yeah, I need to go to Desolace. I want giveaway on good.
Okay, so I watched.
Does his character have a gun? I'm confused.
He does have a gun.
Oh.
So I watch a lot of it because I'm interested. So he basically talks about this rare mob called Prince Nastar, who drops a special item, and he calls him Prince Naga. I was looking for this Naga. I have this button, Naga Finder, like which searches for Nagas, and I found him. And I walked up to him, pulled out my gun, shot that Naga.
Oh no!
But he's just saying the word. He's just referencing the race, right?
Okay, can I just say, I remember when I saw that LSF thread, people were like, 10 people got banned just for saying a race in World of War. I was like, there's no fucking way that's all there is to
Never
it.
what it is.
There's literally no way.
Did you watch the this is like kind of related to this, but did you hear all the YouTube drama with Steven Crowder and the
Yes.
what was the name of the I don't remember the name of the
I don't know his
actual
name
gay guy.
either.
Well,
he's like a journalist?
He Crowder did like one of those things where he was like okay, sure, I called him a lispy queer like 30 times, but LGBTQ, queer is in the name. I thought it was okay. And it's like, really? You really think that? Yeah, that would be like walking like calling a black guy the N-word. Like, well, you guys say in rap songs you talk about yourself. Like, it should be fine, right? Like, yeah, no, like, of course. And I feel like this is like one of those.
Carlos Maza, that's his name.
Oh, Carlos, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, where it's like, okay, come on, like, you know what you're doing. Like, why are you acting like we're fucking stupid? Like, come on, dude.
So what's interesting is the streamer in question is not punished, but instead it was about, I want to say 5 or 6.
The guy who said exactly what you just said.
Yes.
Was not punished.
He wasn't punished, but it was 5 other.
Can he be?
Small WoW streamers. They raided his chat, and once they raided, they all spammed, shoot some Nagas, like filled his chat with nothing but shoot some Nagas. And those are the streamers complaining. Those are the streamers who are tweeting saying all they said was Nagas. So they're saying like they did nothing wrong. They were just referencing the race. Why should they be punished? This is unfair.
I have a completely separate tangent to talk about this. Maybe I'm not the first one. Like,
what kind of mental gymnastics are they doing to act like they don't know what they're doing?
Well, no, they know what they're doing, but it's one of those like.
Yeah, no, exactly.
They're just talking about
it's
the
like
race.
it's like when not to bring it back to relationships again, but it's kind of like when if like a guy's hanging out with a girl or whatever, and the girlfriend like hanging out with someone that they're not supposed to be, and the girlfriend is like, well, hey, why'd you do that? And the guy's like, well, you didn't ask about it, so I thought it was okay, or like something like that, like a lie of omission.
Yeah.
Where you're doing one of those things like you know that you're being like a shithead, but you're like, well, I didn't know about this thing. It's like, okay. It reminds me of like, if you've ever taken, I know this because I have a kid. You tell like a 3 or 4 year old, like, hey, don't fucking do that. Don't do what? Don't fucking touch, whatever. And they're like, okay. And they're like this.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm not touching it. Or it's like, get your hands off of that. And they're like, okay. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, come on. Yeah, it feels like one of those things. Like, dude, you're like 27. Why the fuck are you doing this?
Yeah, like the word Naga sounds very similar to the N-word. And if you're like, if you play Hearthstone, if you play WoW, chances are you've said that word and chat reacted. I've done it. There's a card in Hearthstone called Naga Sea Witch. And sometimes when I played, I'll say, yo, what's up, my Naga? Is that being casually racist? Yes, it is. Am I playing into it? Yes,
I just got huge like Rush Hour 1 deja vu. I wish Trihex was here for this discussion.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's like, I know what I'm doing, right? I'm not going to say like, oh, it's just, the race, right?
I would like to say I'm a little more concerned about the guy who went out of his way to say it 5 different times in one sentence just to end it with, gonna shoot the Naga.
But chat, like some
Like,
people in chat,
that's
and some people will defend it
bad.
and say all he did was reference the race multiple times.
Go out of his way to reference the race and put
Maybe that's-
like lots of emphasis on it. Come on.
Okay. Yes. So that's the weird thing to me as well, that the streamer doesn't have any punishment taken
It's just,
And the other people was because of chat stuff, not even streaming.
because they were all spamming like shoot
Yeah.
some Nagas, shoot some Nagas.
so it's two separate issues, right? One, Twitch is inconsistent with their bans, which I don't think we have to really argue. I think that's just normal. And two, the racism stuff with Nagas, right? And then that's just like, I feel like the self-awareness thing is like, it's just a joke, right, for them, but it like perpetuates a little bit of the casual racism we were talking before.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm just gonna tell it. My completely unrelated story to this, by the way, we'll deviate back later. Early in the League of Legends days, when there was a player called Big Fat GG. Okay, he had to change his name to Big Fat LP because GG means dick in Chinese. Anyways, so this guy was a god of League of Legends, Season 1 hero, best player in the world, Faker, right? So he would always say the N-word all the time, like non-stop and like
What do you
casual
mean?
conversations, just
like in real life on stream.
in real life, like and on stream. Well, I think it was back when
Well, what context?
just as like just like a normal I don't know how to even describe it.
Does he go like, yo, what's up, my? And
Is that
we're-
what you mean? Or
N-
like
uh,
hard R slur?
It,
I don't understand.
it's just like a casual way of saying it, right? And then like
Okay.
so what's really funny is like he was part of COG. He's managed by Kelby, who now works somewhere else. And one of Kelby's biggest missions in life was to make sure he didn't say that. So what he did was he was like, well, can you at least instead of saying that word, just say Naga instead?
Oh my
So then
god.
instead of that, he replaced his entire like he replaced it all with just saying Naga for that specific word for everything. And I just thought it was super funny. Where at this point, I'm just like, I've lived through this before, you know. Anyone who knew GG at the time, like, yeah, he just said it. Like, I don't know. It's just really funny to me.
The thing that triggered me, the reason why I looked into it and why I tweeted about it is because, you know, Livestream Fail upvotes this tweet to 10,000
Yeah.
upvotes saying like, and all the comments are just people shitting on Twitch, defending these streamers, saying like, this is so unjust, how stupid can they be? All they did was say the race, like and then not paying any attention to context.
What is the LSF track record for that? Because I feel like I've seen this
Every
story like
single-
100 times where it's like, this guy got banned because all he did was make like a joke that had nothing to do with anything. And then like the real clip comes out and it's like fucking level 12 racist shit. Like, the fuck? Like, okay.
Yeah, so I looked through it, and you know, obviously I find the setup, the raid. It wasn't just, oh, you know, that's Naga. It's like kill some Nagas, shoot some Nagas, and yeah.
Do you feel like you got a little bit of a justice boner? Do you feel like you're like the Cape Crusader
Look.
when you do shit like that?
Casual racism. It's on Twitch. I participated in
Yeah.
it, but don't do it and then try and pass it off as some innocent shit. It's like you're doing it.
Did the guy make a statement at all?
No, I think he just let it blow over because like no focus is
You
on
didn't
him.
get banned. You
Yeah.
don't fucking
I
say
don't
shit.
What? Like, I also don't understand how Twitch staff banned all those people, but then didn't look at the clip context, like the context clip, and or like did they? And then they decided,
Do you feel like,
he's streaming, we'll give some leeway. He's not a chat. I don't understand.
do you guys feel like it's easy to give out bans? Like if you're you work at Twitch, your job is to give out bans to all the streamers on Twitch.
That's the thing. Like,
Is that an
there
easy
isn't
job or a hard
one
job?
dude banning. That's
Okay.
where the inconsistencies stem from.
There's-
It's different human beings who take a look at these things. But also, like, the higher you are on the totem pole of Twitch streamers, the more intensely they're gonna look at you, and maybe even so in like a group manner. But sometimes it is just like one guy who's like, hey, look at this like report or whatever. He looks and he's like, it's whatever, moves on.
Do any of you guys feel like there's a good system to solve that? If you feel like that the hive mind, like they don't
Because of Twitch's scale, I don't know if there's really an alternative. But this is one of those situations where that has nothing to do with it. Because there were bans given out, but then not to the streamer. I don't see how one human could do that in any in any logical manner.
Okay.
So the punishment these, streamers who raided the chat was indefinite bans.
What?
Indefinite bans.
Were
So
they streamers
the
or
official-
chatters?
Streamers, small streamers.
The official stance that
Oh.
I'm aware of for Twitch. Never mind. Fuck. I get in trouble for saying too much.
No.
Wait, I don't remember. What's like then? What is like?
Sorry.
Well, I had a talk recently about this with my account manager. Apparently, I say too much that I'm not
Yeah,
supposed to.
if your account manager said don't.
Yeah, well, but this isn't related to this though. It's related to other stuff. What is like the public stance for like hate speech on Twitch? What's like the ban for that? Does anybody know?
Hate speech?
Probably depends.
I don't
Like-
even know of anyone who's really commonly done multiple acts of hate speech in a row.
Yeah.
Like even the first degree ban is not common enough for me to know off the top of my head, which is crazy. But like, because it happens a lot. But like, or okay.
Wait,
amount.
who's the staff in chat right now? Sean.
Oh no.
No.
Just click the viewer button so
Yeah.
we can see. We
It's
don't
at
have to
the
call
top.
them out.
So over
Viewer
there.
button
Yeah.
beside the cogwheel on the chat. There you go.
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
It's not your
Yeah,
account
he's-
manager.
That's right.
All right.
Okay. What I'm aware of. God damn it. Never
I
mind.
mean,
I don't say anything.
I don't
think
think
in trouble.
There's
Fuck it. I'll say it.
No,
okay,
Destiny,
no,
think about your viewers.
I'm not here to get you banned permanently.
It's not even like a big thing. Well, but
okay.
it
Just
could...
say what you.
Oh wait, it won't matter because I'm banned on LSF, so it won't get posted anyway. Okay, this is what I'm aware of. Okay, there are two
that's
different.
actually true.
Yeah, there are two different types of bans you can get. So if you do hate speech on Twitch and you're non-partnered, that's an instant indefinite ban. Period. There is no whatever. But if you do hate speech, so if those smaller streamers were unpartnered, that's an instant
Were they
indefinite ban.
unpartnered?
I think affiliate at most. They are like 15 to 20 viewers.
Okay, yeah.
That's
if you're
affiliates.
partnered, then the first offense for hate speech, that's a 30-day ban. But then you have some time and other stuff. But there, I'll do those two things. There you go.
I want to qualify what they did. I don't know. I don't want to defend racism, obviously, because I think these fucking streamers did something really shitty and then tried to pass it off as something innocent. I don't know what's the definition of hate speech, I guess.
So
I
hate
guess in
speech
my
is when you attack somebody based on like gender, sexuality, sexual orientation, ethnicity, stuff like that, or like disability or something. That's like hate speech.
So when you're like memeing the card, I feel like that's so different from someone going out of their way to re-describe a scenario in terms that make it sound like they're killing black people.
So like
That's
for
like
you,
a little bit different to me,
like
you know?
memeing the card is not really racist. I mean, you can argue on who can say NAGA or not. I don't know. But like now, if somebody were to attack your card, or if the card could like steal gold, and you would say like, there we go. Now I'm putting my NAGA to work. Something like that. Like that's probably like okay.
Oh my god!
Because now you've taken it from just the
Oh,
words, and now you're like rolling the
Right?
stereotypes
Yeah.
like into it, and now you're playing into like
And
the
it's
racist
like it's
stuff. that
very
people...
obvious.
Yeah.
You know? When it's when there's some negativity behind it.
Well, I like basically whenever you're like engaging in any of that type of stuff, which especially today on Twitch, just for business reasons, you probably never should, regardless of any ethical concern. But like basically, you have to ask yourself, like, am I furthering like a hurtful stereotype at the end of the day? Like, am I making it sound like all black people are doing like a particular thing? So like this is when I like I would insta ban people that do this in my chat. If I'm playing a game and somebody like somebody like steals something from my character and people start spamming like tryhards in chat, it's like, oh, that thief is getting away. And it's like, okay, no, like that's like a ban, like ban. Like, why are you doing it? Like, it's just because like somebody's doing something bad, you're gonna spam tryhard? Like, no, fuck off. That's stupid as fuck, right? That's like the difference is whether or not you're furthering like some hurtful stereotype about somebody.
The streamers who chatted should have been a perma ban.
I think that's quite excessive. To be honest,
I think
Scar
perma-ban.
loves racism. That's all I know.
Doesn't
I live with the racist.
maybe it's like indefinite in the sense that it's
From my
not
experience,
permanent.
indefinite means perma until they feel like lifting it.
Indefinite, sorry. But yeah.
Yeah. I think a week, maybe a month, but probably a week.
For me, it's like I'd be if you're telling
I'd
me
say 30.
if you're telling me they get indefinite bans, but the streamer who streamed that gets 0.
That's
That's fucked, right?
For me, I'm just like, well, I don't understand how that works.
sorry.
But like, let's say they all got banned at the same time, and then they got differing amounts, and like, okay, we can maybe talk. But like, indefinite while the other person gets 0. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a little bit of context because the logical side of me must like thinks that like I'm missing something because Twitch couldn't have overlooked that.
You're like you have like two goals with like a punishment, I think, right? The primary should be like
reformation.
Yeah, correcting the behavior. That's why you punish a child, right? Or reward a child, right? Is you're trying to make it so don't do this thing again. So when you're looking at a punishment, I think it's important to consider like what types of punishments will correct the behavior. If somebody's streaming and it's an important part of what they do, I think that like when it comes to something like this, like I think like a 7-day ban sends about as strong a message as like a 30-day ban. Like the 30-day ban just seems spiteful, right? Like damn, like 30 days is a long fucking time. Like 7 days is a long time. If you stream every day,
I think for a lot of these streamers, because like they're not full time, right?
Yeah,
they're like affiliates or under partners. 30 is like you'll stream maybe 1 to 3 times a week. And I actually don't know.
I'm just saying that like I think that here's like my thing. I don't think there's anybody who's ever gotten like a 30-day ban where like a 7-day ban wouldn't have sent the same message. Like, and I can actually speak from experience here because I dropped an F-bomb playing this shit ass fucking game League of Legends. And I didn't know I was one of the first people where they started like 30-day banning for that. And when that happened to me, and I even had this conversation with my account manager, like damn, like I probably shouldn't say it, or I definitely shouldn't say it, right? It's really bad to say on stream, and it furthers hurtful stuff, etc. I didn't know I was going to get a 30-day ban for it. If I would have got like a 3 or a 7-day ban, it would have sent the same message. Like, regardless of what the ban is, I'm never going to say it again on stream, you know? And I feel like it's similar for like any of these guys. Like, I don't think any of them would get like a 7-day ban. Like, okay, well, it was just 7. I could probably do it again, you know? Nope, hate speech is an instant 30-day ban. From nothing, from 0 days to 30 days.
I mean, I've spoken to Fed about this before, and he was like, I don't necessarily know if I agree with you because I was talking to him about how like excessive punishments are like they are increased, right? So you start with like the 1 day, you go to the 7, you go for the 30, right?
Yep.
So like when he got the 7 for doing like the Japan stuff, right? I think that was 7. That was 7, right? And then when you escalate it, he literally straight up told me after shit like that, he's like, I cannot do anything to fuck up because the next one is 30, and for him 30 is death.
Yeah.
Like so like
streamers.
Yeah, like for me 30 is death. Like the difference between 7 and 30 is like humongous.
Well, I'm bad, but what he got 14 days. But yeah, but what you're saying is like what I'm saying, right? Like the 7 or 14 days, that was enough to correct the behavior. If you're a full-time streamer, 7 days is enough to where like whatever you did, you sure as fuck aren't gonna do it again.
I think some people. I think 7 is like.
7 is like if you've got like more than like 3,000 subs. 7 days is like you've just lost 500 plus subs.
Can I hot take?
Yeah.
I think 30 days is literally like they know what they're doing. They kind of want your channel to die, or they want to very much minimize your, I guess.
30 is like
your influence on their platform.
Yeah.
30 is
it's like they're okay with
ban.
it. Yeah.
That's a big ban.
I don't know. I feel like 7 for some people. Like there were months last year where Fed didn't stream in 14 days. You know, like a 30-day thing. Like even for someone who had multiple thousand.
That might be.
subs.
I don't know. That actually, I'm speaking from a really biased platform here because I have like a lot of bills and real life stuff to do. I don't know. Like maybe does Fed just not have responsibilities like financially or? Because like for me, like taking like a month off is like taking like 3 to. I get nervous traveling. Taking like any amount of days off is like pretty stressful for me. I can't imagine like a 14-day ban. It's like oh whatever. Unless you have like no financial.
He's not like a whatever. But like
I mean, really, to like any of us, our only financial responsibility is like our rent.
Yeah, and also.
And like he will make that.
Okay,
no
okay, then I
matter
guess
what.
maybe. Yeah,
You know
and
what
for
I
some
mean?
content creators like ourselves, we can always just focus on YouTube, and it's like our influence is still there.
Yeah.
But for like small time streamers where you have like a 20 viewer community on Twitch, and that's you're only like
you get 30-day ban on that, you're done. Like I don't even know how many of those 20 viewers come back. Like 2, and that's like you on your other computer. You
a
know?
7-day ban. I agree, sends the same message, but allows the streamer to like reform.
Yeah, I think a 7-day will produce as much correction on the behavior as a 30-day. And then like
I don't think you're wrong, but I don't think that's their point also.
Yeah, probably. Well, because so like I said, there's like 2 reasons why you ban people. Like one is like to produce a correction in the behavior, and the second is like to protect other people. I guess if you think somebody's like genuinely harmful, you want to either protect your company or you want to protect other people. And so you ban a person for like a longer period of time if they're engaging in destructive or harmful behavior. But I don't think that's typically the case with like the racism bans or whatever. Because a lot of these people too, one thing that's really important too is a lot of these people I think are engaging in these behaviors, and this is another big problem, without knowing like that they could actually get like super banned for it. Like if that was something that was like a little bit more clear, like hey, if you do this, like you probably need a big ban for it. I think a lot more people are like, wait, okay, hold on, this is dumb. I'm not gonna do this.
Holy shit.
I think it would be nice if Twitch kind of like took a harder stance on is like race baiting, because it's done like on a daily basis by the biggest streamers.
They actually have a TOS, right?
Yeah, a Twitch?
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's like under the community guidelines.
Right, okay.
But the problem is it's incredibly inconsistent. So, for instance, if we look under the community guidelines for hateful conduct, you'll find things like discriminating against somebody's sexual orientation or race under there. That's an instant 30-day ban. However, on that same exact clause where that's written, you'll also see things related to ableist speech. So, for instance, I can't call you like a racial slur for Asians, but I can call you retarded, and that's okay. I'm never going to get banned for that. But under the community guidelines, that should be an instant hate speech ban because it's on the same thing. So it's like really weird to know like where the line is.
I guess they tie it in a lot with what is generally accepted behavior.
But that's BS because it's generally accepted to use like a lot of like racist humor today, depending on where you are, and it's also generally accepted that you can call people like retarded. But there are a lot of people with mental disabilities, whether even like people with autism or not, that watch. And, like,
I'd be really I'm interested to even imagine a world where Twitch had a TOS that black and white.
But that's what's in it now.
No, yeah, I know, but enforced it as well. I like imagine the backlash.
I know, but like this is what happened
no
to
pun
me.
intended.
This is what happened to me and the CS:GO guys at Mo, I think, or whatever, where they because people would have said that 3, maybe 4 years ago, we're like, oh, well, you know, you probably shouldn't call somebody the F slur word, but like 30-day banning for it, like they're not going to do that. Like that's stupid. Everybody says it. Well, I was I might have been the first, but I was one of the first people that go like, oh, hey, they're 30-day banning for that now. And like one or two other people at least got caught in it. They're like, oh, they're 30-day banning for it. And I feel like one day it's just going to happen where like 7 streamers.
You can't say that R word.
But we're going to find out because 7 streamers, or autism, like calling someone autistic, 7 streamers is going to like fucking 30-day ban for it. Like, shit.
That's definitely going to be a problem. Because like, yeah, I agree with you. 4 to 10 years ago, that was no problem. I used to play World of Warcraft. I raid-led pugs. Like just found random people in my server, and I raid-led AQ20 pugs every week, non-stop for like months. I was raid leading, and I just called people retarded non-stop. Literally, like if you actually had any comms of me back then, you'd be like, "This isn't Scara." Like, there's no way.
Did you call them the F slur?
Yes.
No.
You had to. Wait, what background did you come from for games?
No. I come from. Actually, I might have. I don't think so.
No. He's coming from RTS and on all online and like any MMO stuff. The F slur word was ubiquitous. Everybody called people that constantly. Like it was like.
I think I was one of the first people among my friend group to stop that. Okay. You know? Yeah, and then like, but yeah. Every second of the raid, someone messes up, instantly called. That's like a greeting, you know. That's bad.
Yeah. Let me set an example. You're playing Dark Souls. Character creation. You know, skin color, and you turn it up all the way to the darkest one, and your chat's obviously spamming, trying to come on, bro, and you're like, "What's up? Nothing's wrong here, right?" Streamers do this, and they don't get punished for it, and they're race baiting.
I think it like depends. Like if you want, like I think I've made black characters before, but like let's say like you slide it all the way up, and the only armor you wear is a loincloth, and then you like soul level 1 run with like a club or something, and you like scream like African tribal calls like every time you're probably like engaging in person.
Yeah, it's not like basically black facing or something, but like in game.
Like Dark Souls.
What the fuck?
It's like,
what have you guys been up to? I'm still playing Fortnite.
Yeah, it's.
So on that same note, what do you think about people making really fat characters? No problem, right?
Yeah, no problem.
I mean,
people
again,
like,
like context, yo. Are you like trying to stereotype fat people in a very rude manner to make a joke out of it to make chat laugh?
I mean, that's way more like I don't see anyone.
You think that's more
like it's fine to
I don't
play
think
a black character.
Ever,
it's fine to play a fat character.
Do you feel like that's more acceptable?
Yes,
yeah, okay.
100%.
Because we don't consider like body size at this point in time. I might change it in the future. We don't consider body size to be like this intrinsic characteristic that you should make somebody feel like shit.
Fair enough. Interesting.
I think the only time like body size would be a thing is like if I went out to like an obese person and feel myself like, hey, what's up, fatso? Like that we'll have a problem. But if like a character makes himself obese and walks around like
I'm gonna
this,
stand next to you after this. We're gonna on your Instagram story. You're just gonna call me out. Okay? We'll see if that gets engagement.
that will.
no.
I think like if people had no context and looked like I was bullying you, like people will send me death threats for it.
Jesus.
I think so. But
If it got far enough, I
if
could
it
see
got
that
far enough,
too,
like
yeah.
people didn't understand what was going on.
I mean, people apparently messaged Albert for a few months after.
Oh,
when
because
they
of
got
your
one star,
story.
Sorry.
Wait, you never heard about
No.
this? Okay. I was at a restaurant once with Albert. We went out to eat, and he was showing me like magic tricks or whatever, and I thought it was really cool. And I don't even remember where it was, like whatever the fuck restaurant you guys go to. And it came time for us to pay the check at the end, and Albert, because he didn't have his card on him, he was gonna leave the tip. And the waitress or whatever was like, "Oh, cool, you do magic or whatever. Can you show me a trick?" And Albert was like, "Yeah, sure." And then he's like, "Hold this $20 bill." He put it between two cards. I don't remember what he did because I couldn't see it. And he did the magic trick or whatever. And then at the end of it, she pulled a card out, and the $20 was gone. And she was like, "Oh shit, that's crazy." And he's like, "Yeah, that was your tip, bitch." And then he walked out. I said that, so I made that story up
Oh,
completely.
you said that. I was like, there's no way Albert said this.
That's
I know.
what I'm saying.
I made that story up on stream and I said it, and apparently, like, a decent number of people believe that. And yeah, and so I guess Lily, I think, told me that like he got messages like months later saying like that was not really cool that you did that. Like,
Damn.
yeah.
You have too much power. We all have too much power on the internet. Let's be real.
So I want to pose a question to chat because I see a lot of people
Dumb fucking comments.
something like that. But like I saw a few comments saying like the streamer who started the whole Shoot the Naga thing shouldn't be punished because he was just making the reference to the race. So I've been holding on to this since the beginning of discussion because I want to show how easy it is to portray yourself with narrative to be innocent. There's a clip of him approaching a gnome character. So in World of Warcraft, there's a gnome race. And he walks up to the gnome, it's like, because he can kill this gnome. He's like, I'm gonna kill this gnome. So he's done stuff like this before. And it's like, it's part of, he has a track record for race baiting. So I hate it when like these dumb motherfuckers in Twitch chat and on Twitter and on Reddit, it's like, he did nothing wrong. He wasn't race baiting, he was just saying the race name. And you know what this motherfucker does? He deletes the clip before I had a chance to download it because he knew that I was going through this shit. It's like, so he knows what he does. Why would you delete this clip?
Mr. Twitch chat, Mr. Staff, I know you're watching. I know you have access to the VOD on your backend server. I know you do. Go look at it. Go.
It's like people want to defend these like and say SJWs are ruining our platform. Like, do a little
the
fucking
same people
research.
who race bait just as much, like to cover up the fact that they're probably actually a little bit racist.
Yeah. I mean, just fucking own up to it, you know? Let's not pretend there's no context. Because when, like, Jamie and JVNA was getting shit on, it's like, suddenly, you know what? She knew she was black. She did it because she's a racist kind of deal. And then we have this situation. So, like, all context goes out.
Protect him. Protect. Why?
Yeah. Okay. Alright. That's on my chest.
Thoughts?
Oh, I almost made a real bad joke. I'm so sorry. Oh god. It would have been so
Honestly,
bad for this topic too.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree, obviously.
Yeah. But permaban, I think it's too harsh. Because if you're gonna permaban for that, I should get a 7-day ban for the shit I've done. Like, a small slap on the wrist, small, to say it's like, hey, when our stance on casual racism is like, knock that shit off kind of deal.
I don't even care if he doesn't get banned or any of them didn't get banned. I would only care that if Twitch cares about this shit, they just have consistent stuff. That's all I care about. You know? Because in the end, it's like when people ask, what is acceptable? You know, that question. Realistically, the platform is what decides. You know, none of us decide what's acceptable. We don't like.
But at the very least, be consistent after.
Yeah, exactly. So in the end, the platform is God. And like they also probably have God clauses and all this shit too. So like they get to decide what's right, what's wrong, and like I'm fine with that. You can be God, but like I just want some clarity. That's it.
Yeah. So, any final words
Thoughts?
on racism?
Usually this podcast talks
Why
about.
don't you want to talk?
I mean, we've already discussed it. I don't think there's anything new.
Most of the
Usually
stuff.
this podcast talks about stuff that's not just drama, and like this episode, I feel like we tried to drama bait.
Are
like-
we done? There's
What
more stuff to
drama
talk
bait?
about.
No, because it's like we brought in Destiny, great fucking guess by the way, you killed it today.
Oh, thanks.
And then
Aw.
we brought in Pokey, great fucking guess, you killed it today. And then we
Thanks.
brought in Toast, you're always fucking here. And so like I just feel like we knew what we were doing, bringing Destiny. And so like this whole episode was just a drama episode.
It was. Because I also received a lot of comments. And I saw a lot of comments.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I streamed yesterday. 20% of my stream was just like, yo, when's OTV gonna comment about that Jamie stuff? Yo, when are you gonna comment
Does
about
offline TV support racism? First of all, you dumb motherfuckers, neither of them are part of offline TV.
True.
It's like, those offline TV girls are racist. Like, okay, we know them, we're
Yeah.
friends with Jamie, and calm the fuck down.
Maybe they can't tell the difference because they're the real racists.
it?
Yes, I saw a lot of stuff that's like,
Reverse Uno card.
it's like, typical slanty racism. It's like, okay,
What?
yeah,
Wait, what?
slanty.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like, almost like that's like,
I didn't know that's what you meant by that, but yeah, okay. Damn.
yeah, it's like, but that's what I want to talk about. The wild stuff for me was like, I just saw too much stupidity, and I wanted to speak out against it.
I bet unironically, I would wager that like 25% of the people commenting saw like 2 Asian girls at stream IRL and probably assumed that they were in offline TV.
One of them thinks people thought, me and Jamie were dating because apparently she looks exactly like Janet
They
with
literally
different
have
color
different
hairs.
color
Yeah,
hair.
no.
Wait, I mean, I tell you this all the time. Like, I casually receive messages every month, multiple messages where people just take a random picture of an Asian, like a fat Asian guy with glasses.
Yeah.
And
Say
like,
it's you?
hey Scar, I found you, and it's like,
People do this to me. They'll take a picture of a guy with like facial
Okay.
hair, a white guy with facial hair, like, oh, it's Destiny. It's like,
Is it a hot take to say though that all that stuff isn't actually like racist whatsoever, in my opinion?
what?
Yeah. Like I feel like confusing. Okay, for example,
I need to show you some of the pic. I don't know if I have
But,
any
like,
recently, but
is
like,
that racist?
Found the Twitch chatter.
It's, I think it's
No, like-
insensitive.
I
Yeah.
think it's definitely insensitive.
No, I mean like legitimately, especially like if people look alike, then okay, they can look alike. But if literally like they're going out of their way to make you,
I wouldn't mind if I looked like them.
yeah, no,
But
that's what I
it's-
mean.
it's
Like,
it's
saying
like-
Jamie,
It's like not even
saying
close.
Jamie and Janet, like that makes no fucking sense.
I think like the problem, this is something that's like hard because you don't think about this. Somebody said, I think you said something earlier where you're more comfortable making like racist jokes like among friends, right?
Yeah.
I get a lot of shit for this, but I feel very similarly. I think the reason is that like the reason why we don't make, okay, this is just my opinion, okay? So I understand that
All right, here,
a lot of people get
hot take.
a lot of people get real upset at this. I've gotten whole threads about how horrible of a person I am for this take, okay? I don't think that there's anything intrinsically wrong with racial humor. I think some of it is really fucking funny. The problem with that type of humor is that it furthers, or it can further, has the potential to further negative attitudes in public. If we make a million jokes about black people stealing all the time, a lot of people are going to think, oh, well, that's true, because a lot of people's ideas about other groups of people, especially if they don't live with them, is like formed by like culture. So things like humor, comedy, etc. But if you're with friends, like that a person's not like feeling that way, right? Like if I'm with if I'm with like 3 or 4 close friends and we all know each other like pretty well, like maybe we make some racist jokes or maybe we make some jokes about women or men or whatever, because I know that like no one here is like actually like a hurtful, harmful person. But one of you two earlier said something like, I wouldn't be comfortable making that joke in front of a stranger, and that's because you don't often know like what the people watching on Twitch think, for instance, or what somebody like in public thinks. So like I can kind of understand like, and I could be wrong because I don't know you as well, although I know you kind of well, but like I'm willing to bet that if any of your close friends like made a joke about like who you look like, it's probably not going to feel like horrible or maybe even that bad. Maybe it'll even be funny, but like when a stranger does it, like, hey dude, you look like every single random fat Asian I've ever seen.
Can I elaborate on why I said that, by the way?
Mhm.
It wasn't to explain those situations, like you look like every Asian guy, whatever, right? I was mostly thinking about like a situation, like for example, the other night we all watched Black Mirror together, and it was the first episode of the most recent season.
Oh yeah,
What?
that one.
I didn't even see it. That's why I'm here.
You didn't
Oh,
anything.
either way. So there were like 2 dudes, both African American, both have like facial hair and like hair and facial hair, whatever, right? And there was a scene where like one of them went out on a date with a girl at night, blah blah blah, and then the next scene cuts to the other guy banging a girl, and initially, and like they're in the dark, and initially I thought it was the first guy from the scene, and like people calling something like that racist, I'm just like, no, like literally.
We
like,
could turn off the camera next time as well.
no, I'm saying like things. It's not even a situation like it's sort of racist and you're kind of covering it up as a joke. It's sort of like, oh, well, like they kind of look the same, but I couldn't tell. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that that's racist, and I
don't. Okay, I don't want to like.
I feel like it could be like kind of ignorant.
When you look, okay, I don't want to say that on stream. Is it okay?
Sure.
When you looked at Trihex and asked him, like, you were in this movie, I didn't know. I thought that was over the line.
I obviously didn't say that. For a second, I was like, wait, do you have a counter? No, yeah, but my point is like.
I'm just kidding. That's not what I'm
You know, the thing is, there are some people who will actually believe you. It's like, yeah, Poke's a real bitch.
No, but yeah, my point is just like,
He's memeing.
if there really was no like racial intention behind something, there's like genuine confusion, like I think that's fine. And I also feel like, for example, me, like as years went on and I was exposed to more Asian people, like I started being able to differentiate kind of even what type of Asian people are. So I think to someone who hasn't had that kind of exposure, they'll be like, oh, that person kind of looks like that person, but like, do you guys think that that comes from like a racist point of view?
I was actually going to say that. This is actually,
point of view?
this is like documented site research. Like people of a certain race are more easily able to distinguish people of their own race.
From that same race, yeah. That's
so like black people can see more white people as all looking the same.
And like,
people can see black,
so many white dudes look the same. So many.
It's more just like a,
But things like that, like, I'm not like, oh, that's racist. But then again, if someone's like, every single Asian guy who looks exactly like you is literally you, I can see that as being like too much.
It just gets old.
For me,
I wanted to clarify my initial stance.
It's just like, it's like the thing I get all the time. And like, if I got it from the same person, I'd be like, this guy's fucking racist. But like, I get it from different people every time, and they're like, for the most part, like, well, I imagine being nice ass fans. You know, they just thought it was funny that they saw someone that they thought kind of looked like me, and they sent it to me. And I don't find that funny at all, but you know, I just won't comment on it because I'm not a dick.
Yeah.
I agree with Poke where it's like, it sometimes feels weird when you confuse like two people of the same race and looks the same. It's like, oh, I thought you were him. Like you feel like you did something racist, like, but at the same time,
I just tell people I have bad memory.
Yeah. But for like Asians, like we have essentially one, like, you know, Asian American, like Chinese Asian. We have one hair color, and we usually have one eye color.
Kind of, but what Pokey said is very true. I actually bet my chat on this once, like a few years ago, where like if you've seen like certain types of people a lot, like I think I can pretty easily distinguish like Chinese, Japanese, and like Korean. I can like tell like really easily like, oh, this is definitely like whatever. So I think that they're, even though the hair color is the same, like I mean like black people have the same hair color too, right? But I mean like usually like if you're of like a certain race, like you can tell people apart a lot easier, or if you've been exposed to them more.
The more you're around them, 100%.
Yeah.
It's no doubt in my mind, you know.
Like I'm never gonna see like a random Asian person and think like, oh, like that's, you know, Toast or Lily or somebody that like I've seen a ton, you know.
Yeah, I guess my point was just like sometimes it's not like it has no relation to racism, but I also can admit sometimes some people probably are being kind of racist by saying shit like
racism
that.
Racism is tricky.
It really is, yeah.
Like,
I just didn't want to blanket say, if you say you look like someone else, you're racist. Like,
people compare me to Randall Park all the time.
I know, or Poe Belter.
Poe Belter.
All
it's
the
like,
fucking time.
I don't take it as...
I can kind of see Poe.
Yeah, see, it's like, sometimes they do just look very similar, but you know, I don't think they're racist. But if you just take someone who, like, completely very different looking Asian person, it's like, hey, that's you, right? And then grab another Asian picture and say, hey, that's you. Thanks for the host, Albert.
You need to turn off the raid sound alerts?
I hope your audience is ready for this topic.
Okay.
But yeah. I think that about wraps it up for all the racism talk. And all the talk we're gonna do today.
Yeah, the streamer camp raid doesn't want to come into racism, so...
Yeah. I mean, overall, all the punishment stuff, just 1 week across the board for everyone. Like,
I think 30-day bans should be like the really reserved for like a really bad shit.
Yeah, like terrible shit.
It's like you want to end this guy's career,
yeah,
but you don't want to outright ban them. So let's wrap up with.
I'm very interested to see whether that initial guy is gonna get banned.
I think you should.
We'll see.
We'll
Very
see.
interested.
And I think JVNA should get something.
I can see it.
I
Yeah.
can see either.
So, what do you guys have coming up that's not race related?
Sorry, I have nothing. I'm just very Asian.
You're just chilling.
I have something coming up, but I can't say what it is.
Oh my god, you're so cool, dude. I love it when somebody's like, I've got real cool shit coming. Oh, I can't tell
say
you
it's
guys.
too cool
though.
to say.
You know,
NDA,
NDA,
y'all.
this non-disclosure agreement. It's what like professionals sign, you know.
You know what that
Man,
means?
it's
You
so
know what
cool.
that stands for, NDA? But, alright, Paul, what about you?
I was talking about my present to your son.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna be on the YouTube.
Oh, you're having a kid. You gotta at least make it believable, okay?
Oh, that'd be exciting. I would babysit for anyone in the offline TV house.
It's kind of weird how you want people in the house to have kids. It's weird.
To clarify, I very
It's
much
really
would
weird.
like it if Lily Pichu and Albert made a baby. I am personally very interested
I want to
in
raise
seeing
a
this
child.
Can I
child
get
come
some feels
out.
weird, man? We went from racism to fucking cream pies in the fucking offline TV house. I'm ready to be done with this. What's the next? Are we? How do we do
Okay,
outros?
come on, it's hard not to be excited when you see such a lovely, talented people and imagine in a relationship and imagine them coming together.
Pokey would be the
Wow.
aunt that just buys
I
them
would,
the most
yes,
expensive.
I would
Oh,
spoil
yeah.
that child to death.
Mhm.
So, Pokey, you were saying you have something coming up on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be part of the YouTube E3 live stream tomorrow. I'll probably be there around noon, and then afterwards, I'll probably pass by streamer camp. Yes.
Cool.
You know they had Myth literally on the promo.
Oh, I saw that with Samuel L. Jackson, right?
Yeah.
On YouTube? Wait,
Yes.
wait. Smith met Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah,
Yeah,
have
and they
a
did a
big-
video together.
It's fucking hot.
Where
Sick.
he was like, I'm gonna be there, motherfucker, and Myth was like, same.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow, that's it. When your platform is so inconsequential, it's not even seen as a real threat. Nice.
I don't think that's true, but I think like if Myth was
Wow.
live streaming there, they probably wouldn't allow it. But he's just on the live stream.
Okay.
Myth was probably like, I want to do like the YouTube live stream, and Twitch was like, oh yeah, we checked your contract. It just says you're not allowed to stream on any competitor platforms. Yeah, they're like, it's fine.
Ooh.
Holy shit!
Actually, does anybody know how well YouTube is doing in live streaming nowadays?
I heard it. Both them and Mixer go up by decent percentage points. every year.
Mixer has actually, somebody brought up, Raynad brought up in a business podcast I had with him. He brought up that Mixer is growing well, and I was going to make fun of him, so I logged into Mixer to check. And actually, there were like, it was like easy, like 5-figure viewership across different categories.
No,
Really?
like,
Yeah, and I was actually really surprised.
like legitimately, like I think both YouTube and Mixer have done well for itself in the last 2 or 3 years.
I haven't looked at
really
YouTube
wonder
at all.
what the
but-
Mixer community is like and demographic in comparison to like Twitch.
You can try. We need to be
Yeah,
under
I'm gonna go
contract.
find out.
Okay.
Alright, Destiny, what do you have coming up?
I don't know. You can always check my schedule at destiny.gg/schedule.
Destiny.gg/schedule.
Yeah.
And where can they find you for your,
I'm
Yeah.
Destiny on Twitch or Destiny on Instagram. Follow me there.
any Twitters?
No, I have a friend though.
You have a friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I have a couple.
What's
friends, too.
your
My friend's Twitter is Modal7s. MODAL and then
Have you ever
sevens.
asked your friend what that means?
SEVENTHS. Yeah. It refers to like a type of chord in music.
Oh, your friend sounds like a real nice guy. Very
He's actually
educated,
really cool, yeah.
musically
Mhm.
talented.
That's very nice. You know who else is musically talented?
Who?
Lily Pichu and
Oh
Albert
my
King.
god. Alright, I'll be at Streamer Camp tomorrow as well. I'll promote them instead. I don't have anything to promote. I'll be at
Yeah, streamer camp, for those who know, a bunch of our friends follow out 8 small-time streamers and
Yes.
doing like a reality show kind of deal. It's pretty fun.
I've always wanted to fly out. Not gonna lie,
you
people
don't want
that
to
do
finish that
streamer
sentence.
camp. No, wait, what?
Because people are small streamers are gonna DM me now, being like, you could fly me out anytime.
Hey, you want to host
No,
me,
no, I want to
Pokey?
say the people who are doing it are like so nice and wholesome. And if I did it, I probably wouldn't be as tame. But I think that
Ooh.
would be
You're that
great
harsh
content.
judge they bring in. It's like,
I think it'd be
you guys
great.
fucking suck. So yeah,
No, but I
16
think
hours
it
of stream a day.
yeah, your week. So we'll probably all check out Streamer Camp tomorrow. You know, it's gonna be a good time, and that wraps it up for this podcast.
Thanks
Wait,
for
wait.
watching, guys.
What are you gonna be doing? You didn't say. Did
I
you?
don't have anything going on lately.
Okay.
You want to play WoW?
What level are you?
9.
Yeah.
You know, I'll start a new character at this rate.
Aww.
Or I'll just bring my character and like.
You can't.
Doesn't that make it more difficult for me?
No, you hit the mob and I'll just shoot it with my gun.
Easy.
I'm gonna shoot my gun into.
You shoot the mob.
Yeah, the mob. I'm gonna shoot that mob.
Yeah.
You know.
Is that like against Italians or?
All right, thanks for watching. Goodbye, Twitch audience.
Bye.
YouTube
At
audience.
YouTube audience.
That's what he meant to say.
Bye.
Goodbye,
YouTube.
all audience, except the Twitch audience, because we need to thank subs.
True.
Why are you looking at me?
We need to thank
I'll do it. Whatever.
subs.
Kansas CT, thanks for the sub. Canto Poppy, welcome back for 4 months. 4 likes, welcome back for 4. Sabbath Fury, welcome back for 2. Hey Slayer 5, welcome back for 4. God Papusa, thanks
Oh,
for
your
back
snack
for 4.
box?
You really gotta make
It's
me
over
say
there. Okay.
Papusa. Quantum Slip, welcome back for 5. Alec S, welcome back for 2. Diego S93, welcome back for 3. Phoenix 24, welcome back for 5. Big fan from Kuwait, thanks man. Matchy K, thanks for the sub. Echo Kid, 17, welcome back for 3. Exo Becca, thanks for the sub. SQLS, welcome back for 5. Janet, thanks for the host. Really appreciate it. Pania Gua 64, welcome back for 2 months. Kenny 20X2, welcome back for 5. Ghosty, welcome back for 4. Iker LG&D, welcome back for 4. SONOS.
Sonos.
Yo, Frozen sub.
Wait, those are both the.
Sonos
Oh,
is-
both
No, no,
Please
no,
subbed.
My.
Those are the
Yo,
stuff-
39 minutes ago, I bet that was when we were talking
That we
about
were
that
talking
one
about.
guy that's gonna
Okay,
get
Frodan,
banned.
thanks for the sub. I love you guys.
Aw.
Facts so wrong. Welcome back for 3 months. Tormy Boy, thanks for the sub. X Ziggy 671, thanks for the sub. Brad Spacely, welcome back for 4 months. Abdulaziz, donate. Love you all. Thank you for doing this. It's so interesting. Please don't stop. Love from Kuwait. Thank you so much, buddy. I've been saying buddy more than that. Okay, never mind. I0 thanks for the sub. A1111, welcome back for 5 months. Please let Destiny finish his thought on racism and different ecosystems. I think it might be able to get until.
Is there anything you want to say
Totally
to
from
that
it.
resub message?
What was racism in different ecosystems? I don't know.
Yeah, he thinks racism is equidistant throughout the globe.
Oh no, I think he's saying that we're not letting you say what you really want to say.
I think I said everything
Say
I
it.
was gonna say.
Slimy Musical, thanks for the raid. Pokey, thanks for have kids. Samantha Kimiko, welcome back for 3 months. Quantum Slip, thanks for gifting Pole Belter. That's fucked up. SS Ayana, welcome back for 3 months. I love you all. Thank you. Saida65, welcome back for 2 months. Silent welcome back for 5. Got them all.
Good job.
Thanks, guys. Love ya. Appreciate ya. I know you're putting in a lot of effort in your life right now. Keep it up.
Are you
Proud
talking
of
to Mimi or the chat?
Mostly Mimi, but I'm pretending it's to the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. See you guys next week.
All right, let's get this offline TV podcast started.
Woo! Oh, I think I'm really loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a little scuffed because I'm not over in California right now, so we can't do our usual setup. But it's a great excuse to do one of those fancy Twitch, podcasting. Yeah, for easy content and drama. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's introduce each guest. Because our audience probably don't know who we are. All right, let's start with Lily Pichu. Hello, Lily Pichu.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for asking.
Oh, you sound a little tired. What's wrong?
No, I'm good. Yeah, really excited to be here. Yeah. Woo! Let me get a drink of water.
All right, next we have. You know what? I'm gonna take. Girls love it when you just take them for their word and believe them. So I'm not gonna question her. She says she's excited. I believe that.
No, but when
true.
girls say they're fine, they're not.
But I really am fine.
Oh, there's
I
no way she's
believe-
pissed, man. Fuck that shit.
All right, next we have Pokey. How you been, Pokey?
Hi, I'm good. How about
What did-
you?
I'm okay. What you do all day?
I was on the Raj podcast and I won for the first time ever. It was
Wait,
really
there-
exciting.
there's winning in a podcast. How does that work?
It's like a royale. So the chat votes to kick someone off every round. So like in a community like that, I never expect to win really. So I'm very happy.
Oh, we should do that. All right, there's gonna be one winner at the
Yeah,
end of this
let's kick
podcast.
people off.
Wait. When do we
Yeah.
start? Now I'm interested. When do we start?
Pick me up first. So I can
Right
sleep.
now. All right,
Bye.
and then we have Skara coming fresh off a loss in TFT. I was watching.
I got kind of grief.
Yeah, did your chat flame you?
Oh yeah, they always flame me, dude. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Fucking
like,
idiot.
I mean, you came second place. You know, you put yourself in that position, but something happened, and now here comes the insults, right?
Yeah, it's okay. I ban like 10 people a day now. It's not a big deal. I've turned into you. That I'm like, I've become the worst of us, you know? Like
This one time, or actually just yesterday, I think I went into your stream and I saw someone said something rude to you, like they were like, "You fucking bad," and I was going to ban them, and then you banned them faster than. And I was like, "Good shit, Scar. Stand up for yourself. You know you're not bad, and they're just being dumb. But if you didn't do it, I would have done it."
I like that. Okay. Yeah, my other mods lazy, dude. They're just like, yeah, dude. We just watch you and they're like going to sleep and they watch me, and so they like passed out. I gotta do all the work myself.
Welcome to the world of strategy games, where everyone thinks they're better than you, but put them in that position, and suddenly they don't do so well. But
Suddenly they're crying and asking for mommy.
Fed, are
Sorry.
you making cereal?
Fed,
By the
I
way,
don't think Fed can hear.
Jay is taking over for Sean. Welcome, Jay.
Ignored.
This is so scuffed.
Oh, sorry. Did you guys say something?
no. Fed, how was your birthday party?
It was great. Like 24 hours ago, this place was packed, man.
Okay. Wait. I have to ask. Toast, did you get Fed anything for his birthday?
Yeah, I did. I just
sure.
need to bring it back from Canada.
Oh, smart.
Yeah,
Oh.
I definitely. Well, what about you, Scar? What'd you get, Fed?
Dude, it was so weird this year because I found out so late when his birthday was, because of course he doesn't talk about it like 2 days before, and like I've been like kind of thinking.
God, people don't talk about their birthdays. You need to remember for yourself.
Hell no, are you
Who
serious?
talks about their own birthday? Hey, by the way, my birthday's coming up.
My birthday's on November 20th, in case anyone here was wondering.
And by talk and by like know it yourself, I mean have it in your Google Calendar.
I'm gonna say that's not fair because like everyone else's birthday is November, you know, and then like I have to remember like Fed's birthday in the middle of.
When's
What
my
month?
birthday? It's not in November.
Okay,
Had-
almost
had it
everyone's
like
birthdays in
we
November.
had it like a couple months ago.
Oh, I want to do a video where we test each other and how well we know each other. So like,
Oh, God.
Ooh, I would like that.
that's- I know
Mhm.
everyone perfectly, including your birthday.
That's
Am I
really
live?
dumb.
Scar, what's my blood type?
Oh.
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 No.
No. We're not saying oh. We're saying like oh.
Yeah.
This is a blood type.
You're-
Oh.
Why did you all say oh?
Oh, I think it's B,
Oh
right?
yeah. We're just not sure.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, what is it?
It's A.
A.
A. Okay.
I was close. It's just
Now,
next
do
to
you guys know your blood types?
No.
Oh.
I
Oh?
don't know.
Oh. I'm a universal donor, so if you guys need blood, I will always offer it to you.
Nice.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Give me that blood.
I don't think I have blood. I think it's just memes running through my veins, you know?
That's universal as well. Don't worry.
Okay,
you
good.
Good one.
I got you guys.
All right, let's get this podcast started with the biggest news Twitch has ever heard. Ninja is leaving Twitch for Mixer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Left Twitch. He had a big announcement on Twitter, had a whole skit planned. First things first, how much do you guys think he got paid to do this?
A bajillion dollars.
Easily $20 million at least.
A year? 20 million a year?
Probably the contract is probably anywhere between 15 to 30 million dollars.
How much would Mixer have to pay you guys to go to Mixer? Just curious.
In the seven-figure range, I'm out.
Disgusting amount of money.
All right, Scar, what if they gave you 1 million for a year?
I wouldn't do it. It'd be really close.
Well, about 2 million.
It would be okay.
No.
Okay, whoa.
No,
Okay,
no, but like it's on the table. It's on the table.
You're literally doing their work for them. Like they should have to go through like my agency and we go back and forth, and you're just cutting through the middleman. Like you're taking money away from me when they offer it in the future.
2 million, Scar, on the table. Makes a 1-year exclusive contract.
2 years for 1 year? I mean, 2 million for 1 year?
Yeah, 2 million for 1 year.
I'm really tired. Shut the fuck.
How do you put 2 years in 1 year? You twice the amount of time.
I took a 15-minute nap just before this, okay?
That's good value. Right.
It is.
So, Scar, what's the answer? Yeah.
No, it'd have to be more.
What? I don't believe it.
Take. All right. Whatever amount you think he's getting, let's say it's like 15 to 30 mil, drop that by like 2/3, and then add in some freaking Microsoft shares. I think he got some good Mixer Microsoft equity for this shit.
Oh yeah. No, I can see that. Wait,
and the other reason I want to say this, or he's getting something else out of it, because I saw a clip where he said something along the lines of, I can't talk specifics, but trust me, guys, I didn't do it for the money. And it's like, you kind of did it for the money, but it hints that there's more than just money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You heard the announcement. He's going back to his roots, dude. He did it for his roots.
His Halo roots.
Yeah, roots. Is it Halo?
He just wanted early access. That's all he freaking wanted, and Twitch couldn't get it for him. So he said, peace, guys. Yeah. Oh, or maybe he's hinting at like a huge Halo release, which he will be able to stream exclusively for a limited period of time.
All I'm saying, he already has
so much viewership to Mixer.
I mean, that's actually genius, if that is true.
No, isn't Ninja in such a good position? He's like, he leaves him to a Mixer. Suddenly, he's the biggest fucking talk of the town. Makes like 500,600,000 subs. By the way, subs on Mixer's $8. By the way, he's making bank
but
right
it's free. No, it's free.
Free
No, yeah. But
did anyone? I have a question, and I don't think any of us will know the answer, but maybe someone in chat will. When you sign up for a free subscription to Ninja on Mixer, do you have to use your credit card?
There's
don't think so.
There's no way.
Hey.
I can look right now. Hold on. Let me open up my.
Okay.
There's no way he got
Grab Mixer account.
Well, then it's kind of. I mean, it's a free sub. You don't lose anything, but also they don't gain anything. So
it doesn't it's not like Amazon Trial where it's free 30 but you have to give them your credit card and you forget and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. So whatever happens, he comes back in 3 years, 2 years, and then Twitch can do shit like The Return. You know, they have fucking posters everywhere. He's great. He's like grayed out on like some like black landscape. You can barely see a silhouette, and it's like, who is coming back? You know,
I mean, you're assuming Ninja would be relevant 3 years after being on Mixer for that long.
He's in 3 years. He's still gonna have a top 10 followed channel. I will put any amount of money on it.
On Mixer or on Twitter?
Twitch.
Twitch. I mean. Oh, Twitch. Yeah.
That guy has so. Let me go look at right now. Ninja amount of followers.
I think he has over 10 mil.
Yeah, my chat was congratulating me for 900,000 today. Now,
Oh, you're almost at 1 million. Woo!
and then I look here at Ninja. He's not even on the platform anymore with like 50 more times my numbers.
Kara, life isn't a competition.
I
Well,
agree.
it is, but like,
Oh my
I mean, like, we should not judge your accomplishments on other people.
I don't really. I'm just comparing some numbers I just tripped over. You know?
Okay. Okay. All right.
Just saying. 14.7 million followers, by the way.
Jesus.
Would you guys ever leave Twitch? Like
Absolutely.
beyond just money, like, you know, because like Ninja says, it's not always about the money. Would you guys ever leave Twitch?
Dude,
for the money.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna talk. I talked too much already. Someone else take over. Lily, take over.
All right, Lily. A new streaming platform wants you on their platform exclusively. How do they get you on there?
She can't talk right now.
Her mic is broken. Oh, unfortunately. All right, Fed, let's start with you. I mean, you've been banned off Twitch a couple of times, you know?
Yeah, and and I've tried making YouTube my home, but I've never tried another streaming platform. So I'm not sure how that would work. It's kind of scary, you know? Like you're going into like this new foreign place and you don't know how things work. I don't know. I would do it for only for a large sum of money. Yeah, pretty much it.
It
Right now.
sounds like
Right now.
it's the money for you guys.
What?
Can I say, for me, listen, I'm not like rich, but I'm at the point where it's like I don't give that much of a shit about money. In the sense that I would not move to a platform that I don't think has a future. Does that make sense? Like that is the ultimate sticking point for me. Oh no.
Wait, Lily. How
I
did
thought
the
you were
microphone
unmuted. Oh, there you go.
feedback when your microphone stopped working, Lily?
They unmuted me.
Oh,
I can't unmute myself.
That's weird.
Okay.
I walked all the way down here. Be a bro. God damn it.
Good job, Fed. You solved the mystery. And now we can hear from Lily. All right, Lily. What's it gonna take for you to move off Twitch?
I want a cool voice acting
I want
role.
Albie to move off Twitch too. I'll do it if he does.
Can I mute myself again?
Yo, Albert, can you move off Twitch?
I'm just memeing.
Oh, shit.
Lily, I love you and Albie. Just meme. Just meme.
Just a meme. Just a meme. All right. What would I want?
Toast,
from
what would
a-
you?
I didn't even answer the question.
You said you want a voice acting
Oh,
job.
you listened to me. Okay, thank you.
Is there anything else?
And
$1
money.
million.
Yeah, money.
Would you move off for $1 million?
Well, let's see. I mean,
Exclusive, and you have to stream at least 100 hours per month.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do it for $1 million?
What?
Chat.
Hey, Sky,
Look
you
at this.
rejected $2 million.
Yeah, but I know how much money you make.
Oh my god. Okay, just rub it in my face how I make way less than you guys. Okay. This is Bully
Holy shit,
Lily's
I would
stream.
take $1 million in like 0 seconds. Needs to be at least 10 mil.
And you have to stream 100 hours a month, Fed. Can you do that?
100 hours of let's
Fuck
over.
that shit.
That's
I
3
need
hours
3
a
hours
day.
That's too much, dude. What the fuck? Oh, holy, that's hilarious.
But Lily, you should. I like what you're doing. You should always say no. So then if they ever look back on this VOD and they're like, "Wow, she's playing hard to get," they'll give you the number you really want.
I'll do it if everyone else in the house goes.
Oh, that's such a Lily answer.
That's a very Lily answer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a question streamers have to
Oh,
ask
Griff,
themselves
what about
because.
how
Uh-huh.
much for? Sorry, Joes.
Go ahead.
How much
Ow.
should they pay offline? Like, sorry, not offline. Like in total, all of
Ooh.
us together as a
Oh, a
package.
package
Ooh.
deal. That's
Yeah,
much
yeah, yeah.
more because it's like an entire audience base can move over with us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, wait. Did you guys read that comment about who they should take that wasn't just Ninja? And there was like a very slightly upvoted thing where it's like, if I'm being serious here, offline. And I thought about it. I'm like, would that be a terrible choice by them to take offline? Because I know
No.
Dr.
I think it'd
was
be
like,
genius.
you need 5 of the top 10 streamers, and it's like collectively we probably make up like one of like those or 2 of those.
I think it's good because it will kind of force people on the platform to collaborate, which is something that they're kind of lacking right now.
It's good. Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
wait,
It's like the next step for them.
Dude, whenever I go to
Creating a
Mixer,
community that is interesting on that platform.
dude, Mixer actually has like not like legit just radios as like their highest thing. It's weird. Like Lily, if you just want to do the music stream, but you just played lo-fi hip hops and then you just played it 24/7, and they were the top stream on the entire platform, that's what would happen.
Damn, Ninja playing PUBG right now.
That's my ice
That's what
cream.
he means by going back to
It's fucked up.
Why is it fucked up? What'd you do?
I don't know. It's the freezer's not working.
Oh my god. Sorry, I really like that ice cream. Okay, sorry, go on. Sorry.
But you know, I like what Fed is suggesting as a whole package deal. We can probably ask for more money.
Mm-hmm.
All of offline TV move to Mixer for 1 year.
Wait, guys, I think our freezer is broken. For real.
Oh my god.
It's actually not even on.
Wait, what?
What'd you guys
Yeah,
do to the freezer at the party?
I don't know. It's just not working. What does -05 mean? Does that mean cold? Colder. Sorry. Anyways, we can talk about other stuff.
All right.
I would say 30 million.
30 million.
Or for all of us.
All of us, yes.
But how does that,
We are one ninja.
but how does that money get split?
Distributed. Well, we're gonna have to talk about that amongst ourselves.
Oh, hell no.
Can you imagine that conversation where we're given 30 million and between the 5 of us we got like
We're throwing hands.
Yeah, it's like, well, I want to be, you know, polite, but also fuck you.
What?
He's sorry, kind of random off topic, but I figured out why the freezer doesn't work. This thing won't close. So I don't.
That's not why the freezer doesn't work.
No.
If the whole
close, so the freezer doesn't close. It doesn't close all the way. Like even if I push like my hardest, it doesn't close. It just opens again.
It looked.
So it's so it's just Okay, sorry, that was a bit obnoxious.
Oh wait. Wait. Speaking about that specific thing, did you guys know that you guys kept the ice machine on for literally like 7 months straight?
Are you not supposed to?
Wait, I thought it was just automatically making ice all the time.
Yeah.
Except for like it doesn't have a stop, so it just overflows and like breaks the thing.
Oh, so that's what happened.
Yeah, so like I had to stop it like a couple weeks ago because I was like, what is going on with this little like thing? And so I finally, because it ended up breaking because it just overflowed. So maybe not your guys' fault, but like the fridge is a little stupid. But just letting you guys know that's how it happened.
It's the fridge's fault. It's not our fault. Anyway, yeah, 30 million. I want like 1 million of that.
So you would go for 1 million.
Ollie, you're so cute.
No, but like everyone's going. We're all going together.
All right, let's be honest. If there was 30 million on the table and you only got 1 million, you'd be fucking pissed.
I wouldn't be pissed. I would be really sad, but not say anything and internalize my feelings until it inevitably crops up in another conversation 5 months from now and creates some dissonance amongst our friend group.
That's very
Okay, we'll give you at least
accurate.
2 or 3 million. Don't worry.
Okay, 2
Yeah,
million.
we're leaving
2
the 1
million.
million just for Fed. Don't worry.
All right, let's move on. Ooh. Have you got? Oh, wow. This is a very political topic. Hashtag video games are not to blame, which is essentially every time there's a shooting of some sort, inevitably it would get brought up that video games causes violence and we must regulate video games and keep it out of the hands of impressionable young children.
I thought
How about you old geezers do a better job raising your kids so they don't end up to be psychotic people that shoot people up in mass shootings? That's
hey,
my
Mimi,
take.
what do you think? Should we blame video games?
Oh, she's so cute.
She's so cute.
Mimi, what do you think? Should we? No. Okay.
I always thought the whole video games causes violence, etc. That was like a meme back in the day.
It is a
and
meme.
then it cropped up again, like recently. Like, are people actually blaming games again? Like, I just treat it as a meme. Like, I can't.
Scara Lily Fed, I don't know if this is like weird to ask you guys on stream. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but you guys vote? Do you plan on voting?
Yes.
Hell yeah, voting is my civic
So which
duty.
question? Thank you, Fed. Like, do you plan on it? Do you usually vote?
Yeah, I don't. Okay, I will say like I'm pretty bad at voting during midterms, which is very incredible. but
Bro, when's the last time you were in school? Get out of here.
primary elections, I'm already up on that shit.
Good shit.
I'm the worst citizen when it comes to stuff because like I have the worst traits in a citizen. The worst one being apathy. So I don't actually vote. A lot of that was actually due to the really big complications with my identification, which I still don't actually legally have right now. But yeah, I'm just a really bad person. I just play video games, dude.
You should run for president.
Technically, I could. I was born in the States. You know, Schwarzenegger made it to California office, dude. I could do wonders. I can't.
Scar wouldn't blame video games. Scar 2020.
Scar 2020.
It's a little late for him to enter the presidential race.
Scar 2024.
True. Oh, you have to be 35 to be a pre. I didn't even realize.
Bro, all I'm saying is
You
that
have to
like
be
the president-
35 to run for president?
Bro, yeah, you have to.
Scar 2028.
Nutty.
What? Will I be 30? Oh, I will be 35. But...
Oh my god,
yeah,
Scar is
you will.
old.
God, I'm
What
so
the
fucking
hell?
old.
Toasty, when I
When
are
you become
approaching that age
president,
pretty
don't,
fast too.
randomly, like, if you become president, can you actually tag me on like this current president? Like he always like talks mad, like he subtweets me like so often.
Dude, it's not a
Kind of
subtweet when he
annoying, to be
drops your
honest.
literal name, you know? He just straight tweets about you.
I don't fucking know why. It's so random too. Like out of nowhere. Like I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, yeah. You guys should become American citizens and vote, dude.
Dude, voting, there's no point to vote because one vote's not gonna change anything.
Oh no. Cut the stream.
Oh,
No,
Toast wants to fight. I didn't know.
Cut the stream. No one should say those words,
Toast,
man.
I thought you had a math degree. You should know that one vote plus one vote plus many other one votes equals many votes.
Yeah, but
It's simple math.
but like, you know,
That reminds me of the time I was trying to not eat meat for like a while now for moral and ethical reasons. And then Toast said, let's be honest, one person not eating meat isn't going to do shit. Every time you don't eat meat, I'm going to eat twice as much meat. And then that actually inspired me to just give up that whole.
So you're saying my method worked. You're just proving my point right now. Look,
Yeah, it was very discouraging. So it
no
did
one's
work.
gonna notice the difference between 1 million and 1 million. Okay, so why would I go out of my
But
way
if
to line
many
up and
people
vote?
think like that, then
Yeah, but I'm the
it's
only
not a
one
million and one. It's like the difference between a million and like 1,500,000 if 500,000 people think like that.
It's always better to try than not try.
True.
I feel like
Lily 2020.
Yeah. Are we gonna start quoting anime? Because I feel like we're about to get to that point.
For real, I just worry, like, especially as young people. I'm not sure what the U.S. is like in comparison to Canada.
Whoa.
Right?
As young people, Pokey, speak for yourself instead.
Speak for
We're
yourself.
all young.
Yeah.
Listen,
Excuse
if
me?
you're iffy about voting, then you're probably freaking young. Let's be real. But then we end up in these situations where, like, as a younger generation, we see the older generation say shit like "violence is to blame."
Okay, I'm gonna do the ending ceremony. Yay! Okay, let's try this out. So today I will be singing the "She's So Nice" song by the Filth of the Frank. 'Cause I feel like it. And my girlfriend approves, so that's what I want to do. Okay. Anyways, that's exactly what I want to do. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, man, I didn't know. Jicky, I knew all along when she's sucking on my hose like a 12-inch deep in the pussy. Every 20 minutes you can drive a fucking Jeep in the pussy. Know what I'm talking about? I smack her in the pussy. When I be a voter like George Bushy, I regret to inform you about a girl's pussy. Man, I swear I didn't know. Jigga. I knew all along. I just fucking girl for a song. I know it's kinda wrong when she's sucking on my dong like a she's so fat like a langwell. Oh, shoot that poon with a harpoon. Oh, yeah, I just wanna fucking lick a wet fucking whale pussy. That's why I fucked your fat girlfriend, you fucking nerd. She's so nice. 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 I treat her badly, but she comes back every time. It goes to show that none of these hoes are worth a dime. Yeah, I treat her like a bitch. I fuck her in the ass and I fuck her in the tits. And if she cannot laugh, then I let her suck my dick. And if she manners coming back, so I better make it quick. Oh, you piece of shit. Your girlfriend's on sucking on my dick like a Slim Jim stick. So next time you go on her clit, tell me how my dick. Tell me how my motherfucking dick tastes. She's so nice. 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 I treat her badly, but she comes back every time. It goes to show that none of these hoes are worth a dime. She's so nice. She's so nice. She's so nice. She's so nice, she's so nice, she's so nice. Okay, thank you guys for coming out to the stream. I really appreciate you guys watching the VODs and watching the live show. I stream every day, 12 to 3 p.m. EST. That's like Eastern Standard Time. That's like East Coast time, okay? And if you guys want to, I'm going to be streaming at a different time on June the 7th. It will be my birthday, so that will be pretty cool. And what I will do is we're going to have like 10 people. We're all going to play like Jackbox Party Pack. And if you guys want to join the chat, you guys can basically play along with the Jackbox Party Pack. and I'm gonna stream it, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Anyways, thank you guys for coming out. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here.